Steel boots stomping, crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two dumb Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, boy, what's going on? Welcome back to the show. This is episode 837 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. I want to say to everybody this morning, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Vegas is on the board already, calling for a what do they call that? Encore. He's calling. Good morning, everybody. Great to see Vegas. Finch, I don't know. Finding Derpy is like finding Waldo. I don't know where he is. He was reprimanded yesterday.
At least Waldo wears a shirt.
At least Waldo wears a shirt. You know what? But due to Derpy's stretch marks, it was like he had stripes as well, just like Waldo.
Oh, shit.
So we'll go with that narrative, guys.
That's the ugliest zebra I've ever seen.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Steeler Friday. The Steelers got a big game this Sunday night against the Green Bay Packers. Good morning, Christopher. Great seeing you on the board as always, my friend. Glad to see everybody today. Steelers Friday, getting ready for the big game on Sunday. There was a Thursday night game last night. Finch, I noticed you were the only one. You were the only one that picked Minnesota Vikings in the CBS pick'ems. I truly felt bad. I thought, off to an 0-1
I got whooped.
What do you make of that game?
It was garbage. Minnesota didn't even show up. They stunk. That's all there was to it. I quit watching it in the third quarter. I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
They started so well, and Minnesota's just gone down.
Yeah, they sure are. They took Sam Darnold off that team. It's a big difference. It really is. Carson Wentz, there's a reason he's a career backup.
Yep.
And but let me just get started off, guys. I do want to say there's nothing wrong with your screen. Don't go trading in your phone. Do it to what you see in front of you. This is the black and white special that we're going to do today on the show for the throwback game on Sunday night. I was hoping, Mike, that it was going to be all throwback. I thought initially the Packers were going to wear their throwbacks as well, which would have made this really cool idea. However, they switched back to regular jerseys, and then again they made another change to switch to the all whites, something similar to what the Cincinnati Bengals were last week at that game. So, guys, this is what your screen is going to look like today. This is throwback weekend for the Steelers. This is week 8, as it is underway after the game last night. The Chargers beat the Minnesota Vikings 37-10. Wasn't really a good game at all. Minnesota didn't look great. And even with all the injuries that the Chargers have, they managed to get a 27-point victory. So good on them, guys. We are heading into the weekend. Again, Sunday night football, 8:20. The 3.5-point underdogs will be hosting the first-place Green Bay Packers from the NFC North. But the Steelers, Mike and Finch, they're also the first-place team from the AFC North. So I think this is going to be a game that's it's going to be special in a lot of ways. Beside the obvious ways, you're talking a lot of Green Bay Packers, you're talking a lot of Aaron Rodgers, these kind of things, and I'm sure you're not going to hear the end of it, certainly during the game. So we'll talk Steelers today. We won't try to talk too much about Aaron because I'm sure he will be the topic of conversation on Sunday night. And also penalties again. Sean Hockley, guys, the Sean Hockley crew is on for Sunday night, and they're very aggressive as far as calling penalties. So let's hope that we could weather that storm at least better than the team that we're playing against, and we could get this win. Again, I'll start feeling a lot better if we're 5-2 after this weekend heading into the Colts game. If we're 4-3, the mood, who knows what it's going to be next week as we try to figure out, because again, 4-3, this is a big game. This truly is a big game for the psyche, for everything, the morale of the troops, the morale of the fans, and also the Bengals, Mike, if they win and we lose, they're only a half game behind us in the division, and we don't want that. We want to keep burying them pussycats as far as we can, and that'll be perfect.
It's looking like they're going to get their win this week too, because they got the hapless Jets. So
yeah, I listen. I think the Jets could win that game. I really do. I really do. I think the Bengals, it's one of them situations where they could come out and beat us last weekend and do a shitload like they did and come out and shit the bed against the teams like the Jets. I think that's eventually going to happen. I just don't know. I just don't know when it's going to be. But I think the Bengals are a good candidate, so we'll keep our eye on that, as well as the Ravens and Cleveland Brown games, as they do play a big role in all the other AFC teams that are playing as well. Good morning, Mike. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Man, I'm digging Throwback Friday.
Yeah, man, Throwback Friday. Welcome, everybody. In case you're wondering, Finch, how you been, man? Big show. Are you doing a show on Sunday night? I'm sorry, Sunday night.
Yeah, we're gonna do something here Sunday night, probably before the Steelers game.
Okay,
I'm not sure yet if we're gonna stream during the Steeler game, though.
That's what I was going to. I was kind of going toward, was if it was going to be right up to the Steeler game, which would be a nice little pregame for everybody if they want to tune in. From roughly after 7 o'clock to about 8:20 when the game starts. Finch and Derpy do a great job. Be sure to swing by, check them out, and get your pregame scoop heading into the big Sunday night matchup with the Packers. And then also after the game, I don't know how it's going to go because of the hours of the game, if the Nerd Show with Derpy and his friend Cliff will be on. But it may be. We'll certainly keep you posted on social media. Keep an eye on that. But I want to say, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Throwback Show. As you see, Mike, it is like the black and white TVs when you were a kid. It's almost like the year you graduated.
Exactly. Yes. I feel like right at home with this scheme we got going on here.
Oh, you look good.
I look great in black and white. I'm just gonna throw that out. I look fucking fantastic.
Yeah, man. Something like that.
Yeah.
Ladies.
You look like the full moon, dude.
Shining right, a beacon
dark side of the moon photo they show. It's
right.
Like, good morning. Let's catch up with the board, everybody. Glad to see everybody today. Welcome. This is episode 837 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. Mike, we're just 163 episodes away from the big 1,000, so we're certainly counting that down. And I got big plans for this 1,000th show. And it's fortunate, Mike, that it falls right around the same time as we hit the 5-year mark for the show as well. So come July, this next upcoming year is going to be a lot of fun. Plus, you have Steeler camp getting ready to start as well. So I expect next July to be banging, brother. I got a lot of ideas, maybe a lot of blasts from the past, people from early on in the show days. A lot of different ideas going, and I do have a lot of time to plan accordingly. So it's going to be fun. But for today, guys, this is the throwback episode. There's nothing wrong with your phone. There's nothing wrong with your TV. There's nothing wrong with your pad. The only thing that's wrong with what it is. The only thing that's wrong with the screen in front of you is the face on the very bottom. But you know what? We'll all try not to vomit, and we will get through this episode.
There we go.
Side of the moon.
There we go. Now all's right in the world.
Now is all's right in the world. But great to see everybody back. I do want to get onto the board. You can let the music roll if you'd like as we get going on these messages. Let's see. Christopher says, "Hey fellas, I see Keanu Benton at nose tackle on Sunday. I'll be pissed."
I have a feeling Christopher is going to be pissed. I'm just taking the over on that one.
Vegas says Minnesota should have kept Darnold. Damn right they should have. We should have got Darnold. We should have got listen, between Darnold and Jackson
Dimes.
Dart and Danny Dimes and all these guys that we poo-pooed all off season long. They're all doing a fantastic job this year in the NFL. But you know what? The Band-Aid that we picked up to get us from point A to point B or point Y to point 0, whatever the case may be at this point, I'm happy with the move. I'll take Aaron Rodgers. He's playing, I think, some of his best football that he's played in years. But again, guys, they should have kept Arnold. And here's the thing: they had so much going on last year. They had the best record in the league, I think, at least all the way up to the last couple of weeks. And they had so much going on. They probably figured, you know what, JJ's been here. He's going to be healthy next year. Let's throw him in there, and I think we'll do fine. And it's been anything but that as the Carson Wentz experiment continues. And JJ McCarthy still is not back in the lineup. But we got all kind of injury talk and things about the Steeler game coming up, guys, heading into this weekend. But do let me catch up with some more of these messages on the board today. Welcome board. Vegas, he says, good idea, fellas. Like, sir, always great hearing from you, Vegas. Fearless Stew, he says, what's up, Watt fans? I'm expecting TJ Watt to have a big game, brother. I'm expecting TJ to have a big game. And he follows it up by saying, coaches better show up. Coaches better shut up. And I do have this in my notes, Mike, about who is going to out-coach who this weekend. We'll get into that a lot more today. Also, Mark Malone, what's up, bro? Always great seeing Mark Malone. And Finch, I don't know if you've seen yesterday that Neil O'Donnell was back on the terrible board.
I haven't seen him for a while.
Neil O'Donnell and Mark Malone on the board yesterday. It was it would go really well with the throwback theme today.
Yeah.
So maybe if Neil would stop by and him and Mark Malone could duke it out about something, could be a lot of fun today. But Mark
He'd like Sammy Baugh on here, or
yes,
one of those really old guys. Yeah, that's who we need.
A deep cut, Sammy Baugh,
slinging Sammy Baugh.
Mark Malone says he says got to win this one for Jen's mental health. You're right.
Yes, we do.
She's right there in the heart of Green Bay Packer land. Jen, of course, woman. From the board, one of the OGs, if you will, Mike. She lives right there, and for her own sanity, I hope that we get the win as well.
Although if we do lose, I will get some sick enjoyment of watching Jen freak out.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's just me.
Let's see. Also, we have Christopher says this. He says we're going to be in a shootout Sunday night. It is also National Tight End Day. It is at National Tight End Day on Sunday. So look for Johnu and Fryermuth to get a lot of receptions. Maybe we'll outthink ourselves and not throw them the ball at all, like we do sometimes when we seem to overcoach situations. At this pace, Roman won't be getting passes. Tight end won't be getting passes. But you know what? It's working, I guess. Richard says the throwback uniforms will look better in black and white. That would be badass, especially if the Packers wore those their throwbacks as well with the leather helmet look. If those two uniforms in black and white, that'd be with the second option. Maybe you could watch it on a second channel and it would be black and white like they do with the Mannings on Monday Night Football or whatever it is. Kind of have a secondary channel so everybody doesn't have to watch black and white if they don't want to. Yes, Tortilla, man, my man. What's up? And also, I do want to say good morning to Waterboy Izzy Yinzer. Yes, Waterboy Izzy Yinzer. What's going on, bro? I'm not sure if this is who I think it is, but if it is, I do want to say what's up. If it's not, I do want to say welcome to the board, Waterboy Izzy Yinzer. Great to see you on the board. Vegas says, will Derpy's weight match the episode number by then, or will he have gotten in better shape?
Wow.
Well, the way his weight's moving, it's going to take us a long time to catch up. I mean, we're 160 a few episodes away from 1,000, but to catch up to Derpy, Mike, I think it's going to take a lot longer than
I think so.
Next July. Let's see. Waterboy says, yo, I'm ready to suit up, baby.
Hell yeah, baby.
Buckle up the chin strap, man. We're ready to go. Mark Malone says Rodgers is better, but those guys ain't bad. Tortilla says our glorious King Will Howard is back. We're never losing again. Christopher says, I like the black and white theme. It reminds me of the TCM movies and Charlie Chapman. I like the Three Stooges myself. And speaking of Three Stooges, wouldn't it have been nice to have Derpy here with his brand new curly Howard haircut that he had that he got last week, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice to see him in that look.
If I could just poke him in the eyes from here, this would be perfect. We're working on those things. Where is Brister? I don't know. Malone.
Bubby.
We could get Malone, Brister, and Neil O'Donnell. We could do a whole thing. Tortilla says my beard's the same color. I thought that too. I thought I'm going to look a lot older. I'm going to look a lot younger because my beard is going to match, but I don't look younger.
Well, your skin tone is a lot whiter, so
Yeah.
it makes you look older. Like, but very Halloweenish. You look kind of like a dead zombie-ish type.
I was thinking like it looks like I'm in hospice. You know how you kind of get that look.
Yeah.
Either that or you're like, give me the young children so I can eat their livers.
Yes.
You look like the cover from Led Zeppelin 4.
Yes. Now
Or
we're
Led
talking.
Zeppelin, whichever it was. The old, the one, the old
I
man
know
in the
the
lantern.
one.
You know,
Absolutely.
Stairway
Classic.
to Heaven.
P, speaking of OGs, OGP, my man, he says half those dudes are 5 to 10 year projects. They're not good. They just stop doing stupid shit. And that's that pack. It's that pack that's one step lower right now. That's who it is. Those are the guys that we mentioned that are in that crew of guys. So once Aaron's gone and, they'll either get surpassed by the next pack of quarterbacks or they'll slowly come along. It's hard to tell. Phyllis Steele says, Ryan, idea for the 1000th show. Let the terrible board come on live with you so we can each see each other's ugly faces. I couldn't love that anymore. I'm going to be honest with you. I would love that. To have the terrible board on the screen with us for the whole entire show. I think that could be a lot of fun.
That'd be wild.
We'd have to set up like a Zoom meeting,
Yeah,
or like a Google Meet meeting, and then push that into the Restream program. It could probably work.
absolutely. We can make it work.
Weird, but it would work.
We'll find a way.
We'll make it work. I love the idea, Phil. I'm leaning towards your idea. So far, you threw
Yeah, I don't hate it.
You threw an ace. Cody says, here at the Global Gym, we're better than you, and we know it.
Global Gym Purple Cougars.
What up, Cody? Great seeing you on the terrible board this morning, always. Vegas says, this black and white episode reminds me of watching The Twilight Zone as a kid. That and Tales from the Dark Side. I hated that beginning with those trees. And all you seen, it was just like you were in a car and you were just going through all these black and white trees in the shadow. I used to hate that. Creepy, yes.
Yes.
Water. Okay, there we go. I thought this was you just by the name.
So did I in the tag. I was like, that or the picture. It's like that's got to be Yinzer Joe.
I do want to say welcome back to the board, aka Yinzer Joe. LOL. Nice to see you guys. Great to see you too, brother. I was wondering. I actually brought you up about a week and a half ago to Mike. Said I hope everything is well with Yinzer Joe. We haven't heard from him for a while, but it is great to see you back, my man. Hope you're doing good. Hope life is well, and I hope you're ready for a big Steeler game this coming Sunday night. Echelon Motion Picture says, bro, if we don't win Sunday, and I mean nobody better say anything about the playoffs, we would lose because the defense is trash. You're not wrong. Scott Atkins says, I want to hear Chris Collinworth begrudgingly say if the Steelers avalanche, it's a Steelers avalanche in the first half.
Now here's a guy.
Jen, I'm sorry. Let's see if Vegas Derpy can do it. He says, and Jen says, "Hey everybody, what's going on, Big Jen Dog? Always great seeing Jen on the terrible board, especially today, heading into the Green Bay Packer game." Jen is
her allegiance. I don't know where her allegiance lies, guys.
Come on.
On the comment section, she was saying her love of the Green Bay Packers earlier in the week.
Come on. She's gonna.
Where's Jen when you need her?
Where's Jen?
Yeah,
when you need her?
really.
Exactly. She would have known. She's a Packers fan.
Against her will, she would have known. Absolutely.
You know what? Don't tell her
I would love to see Jen poke you in the eyes. Do that one where she goes to poke you and you put your hand up and then she gets stuck, so she does two of them in both your different eyes. That's what I would like to see. Would make this show perfect.
She probably will. She will. Yeah, she's gonna fuck me up.
I love it. I love it, everybody. Good morning. Also, Vegas is Neil O'Donnell. Can fuck himself throwing the game, then signing a huge deal with the New York Jets. Coincidence? I think not. I'll never believe that was. I'll never believe that played out. The way that it was sold. Never.
Hot route, Andre Hastings. Hot route.
Hastings. Christopher says Shemp was before Curly and our beloved Stooges. I loved Shemp. I was a Shemp guy, but you know what? I didn't hate Curly. I
loved Curly.
I just preferred.
I was always a Curly guy because that's when for me, my three is Larry Moe, Curly. Then I went back once the order ones like, oh, Shemp ain't bad.
Yeah, no, I dig it. Like I said, I like Shemp. I didn't used to. But then also you have who Joe and then Joe Dorita, Curly Joe and Joe Dorita, which are obviously number 5 and 6 if you're ranking the Stooges. But,
you're down on the depth chart right there. The standard was not the standard.
I personally like Shemp, Larry, and then Mo. And then, like I said, I don't hate Curly. If he's on, that's fine. It's just them other two. I couldn't take Curly Joe Dorita. Who talks like that? Cody says, I'm interested to see what Finch clipped out Mike today. Yes, he's already starting on that. Tortilla says, the Yinzer zone. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. That would have been a perfect place right there. There you go.
I was on the wrong page.
It's all good, my man. I didn't cue you or anything was even coming. Jen says, hey, I heard you. She heard us, guys. She's ready. I know she's ready over in Wisconsin, ready for the big game against the Packers. She says it's getting loud over there, man. People are, talking their shit and getting ready just as we are. So
I know. I heard her talking shit on the Steelers.
Ouch. She's going to poke you, man. I'm telling you.
Dang.
Let's see. Right here. Vegas. Hello, called her Big Jen Dog. Jenny, let's see what else we got here. Here's a good question. Water. I'm just gonna say Yinzer Joe, if that's all right with you. Yinzer Joe says, why are you dumb Yinzers in black and white? Yinzer Joe, it's because of the throwback game. The Steelers are wearing their 1933s, their yellow jerseys this week. So we decided to do something a little special today and go black and white to throw back a little bit ourselves and put you in the mood and get everybody in the mood for Sunday's game, and maybe with the right mindset and everybody connecting. There it is. There's that uniform right there. And if everybody connects mentally, maybe we could get this win, and the fans and players and everybody else could be on the same page, and we'll win on Sunday night. Cody says, this Gen 10 a Packers fan? Nah, ain't no way she's a Packers fan.
Ouch.
I think she is.
Whew.
Jen says, fuck the Packers.
That's
Mike.
someone
You are on
would
the
say
shit, bro.
when they're trying to draw attention away from themselves of being a Packers fan.
Christopher says, don't we all love Lucy? We all do love Lucy, especially when she's catching chocolates that are flying down the conveyor belt. I think that might be everybody's favorite. Even if you didn't watch the Yinzers, you know that episode. Or the Yinzers, Lucy, you definitely know that episode. I've seen the commercial a million times in my life. I may never have seen the episode.
It's a classic episode. It is just as funny as the clip.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Let's see right here. Cody says, I love cocaine and hookers. There's nothing wrong with that. Wes Hatchett, what's up, bro? Always great seeing you on a terrible board. He says, what's up, fellas? First real test this weekend. Let's see what the Steelers are about. Yinzer Joe says, do you fellas think if the Pack run all over us, they will consider bringing in someone like Christian Wilkins? You know what?
We're going to have to.
Mike,
is he still a free agent? Isn't he the one who was trying to kiss everyone down in Tennessee?
I don't know, but Mike,
was.
we're only 11 days away. I mean, 11 days, just 11 days ago, we played a football game. Now we're 11 days away from the trade deadline. So if, in fact, any trades are going to happen, anything is going to happen. Of course, a lot of people clamoring on about the wide receiver interest. Names just came up over, another name came up over the last 24 hours, Calvin Ridley. I'm seeing his name coming up a lot, Mike, but I think that's maybe defensive tackles or, eventually Cam's replacement. Maybe somebody like that is something we should be looking at as far as the trade deadline. I would love to have more weapons on offense. However, stopping being able to stop the run is such a big thing on any football team, Mike. I think, in my opinion, and I've been lobbying for a wide receiver for years, literally. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, I think we should be trying to trade somebody of value from the defensive line and trying to build and maybe, as I said, be Cam's replacement eventually.
Yeah, I'm on record of saying, like, go get a D lineman who's probably has like 3 years left on his contract that's similar to Cam and have them be their replacement. And that's what I would do. You know, we need some beef on that front, and that will fix.
Get us some Quinn and Williams, Mike. I've been. Can you imagine if we was it?
Let's get Quinn Williams and Garrett Wilson.
You might as well package them up and send them.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Mike. The Jets always got good communications with us. We send a lot of our college players there. We get some good pros back. James Ferrier, a perfect example, Mike. So why not? Why not package up those two gentlemen, send them here? Yeah. Let me tell you guys. You want to hear something interesting real quick while we are talking about the Jets? I just saw this last night, as a matter of fact, and I copied it and I screenshotted it because I wanted to tell you about this former cornerback from the New York Jets. I think we all know him as Darrelle Revis, Mike, of course, from right here in Aliquippa. Listen to this little article I just read about him this morning. Hall of Famer Darrelle Revis was the state of Pennsylvania Player of the Year after leading his team to a state championship in 2003. He lined up everywhere: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, cornerback, kick returner. He averaged 15.4 yards per touch as a senior and scored 5 touchdowns in the state championship game. 3 on rushes plus an 89-yard punt return and a 69-yard block field goal return. 2 days later, he scored 35 points in Revis's return to the basketball court. So any question that young man was a hell of a talent when he was in high school before he even went to Pitt.
Yeah.
Come on, those are superstar numbers.
We knew then. I was in high school then with him, not the same time as him. And I'm telling you what, man, we saw him play in a basketball game in Beaver Falls once. And I remember telling people he's going to be a pro athlete. It didn't matter. I didn't know if it would be basketball or football. And then the following year after I graduated was a year that he went nuts with the state football. And I remember thinking, I think actually I might have been working with you at the time and we were talking about it. I think so too. I remember thinking like that kid's going to be a freaking pro athlete. 100% he's going to be in the NFL. And not only did he make it to the NFL, but he's one of the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
also,
that's wild.
In that period of time that you're talking about, Finch, early to mid 2005, your Beaver Falls Tigers and Aliquippa were a great rivalry, as they usually are when they're paired up in basketball, football. So I know that you've seen that more than anybody, certainly on this board, in this panel. But Darrelle Revis, very, very special. And to see the guy, I don't know, he always looked like an older guy, didn't he? He always had a beard.
Yeah,
and
you ever look at old pictures in a yearbook of kids in high school that are 18 and they look like they're 30? He was like a throwback. He always had that, like Lamar Odom, like old man face. Not like old, like in a bad way. Like he just mature for his age, I guess you could say.
He never looked like a young player, even you know, at Pitt and even at Aliquippa.
No, he's younger than me, and you know, I still look like I'm 23 and a half, and he's about he looks like he's about 60.
He was mid to late 30s when he was in his teens.
Right.
Let's see. We could also go back to right here, where leave it to the Yinzers field. It still says, yes, the Great Depression unis. The Great Depression unis.
Good times for Steelers, right?
Right. Vegas Lucy was hilarious. Her and the Golden Girls were the best women comedians. I loved I loved Mama's Family, which had the Golden Girls on it in the earlier episodes. Some
Mama's
of them
Family was great. Golden Girls is my jam.
I watch it all the time now. We watch
too.
Golden Girls most evenings. That's really good. Like time to go to bed, put on the Golden Girls, relax, watch an episode or two. It's the best.
Jen says, once you go black, you never go back. That's right, baby. That's why a white chick won't touch me. I've been trying for years. White chicks hate me.
Just thought it was your.
I think just chicks hate you.
And you know what? That was before the black incident as well. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Let's see. I'm sorry. Yinzer Joe says, whatever you guys want to call me. We know who I am, a dumb Yinzer. That's right. Welcome back, my friend. It is very great. It really is great to see. I seen you commented on the show yesterday, and I thought I was excited. I thought we're going to see some Yinzer Joe, I bet.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, Jesus God.
Hi there.
You too.
Hi there.
Up your nose with a rubber
Every time
hose.
anyone says welcome back and you two are on, this is what I got to deal with.
Little Juan. I like when Horshack called Juan Epstein Little Juan.
Little Juan.
Little Juan.
Oh.
Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter.
Tortilla says, feels like Pittsburgh has been stuck in a twilight zone for a decade now. It sure does. Come on. We need a win. Get us a January win. That's all we want. And well, we want more, but come on. We got to start somewhere. Phyllis Steele says out west, real test is the rest of the season. Will Steelers get a black? You know what? I'm just literally what I'm thinking about is what I just said a little bit ago. And I said, when that black incident happened, it wasn't an incident. I really cared for that woman. We met her on the Turnpike Hotel one night in Breezewood. 2 nights, actually. But anyway, it wasn't an incident. It was a very beautiful night. I just want to say that. All right, back to getting on track here.
Jesus Christ.
Phyllis Steele says, real test is the rest of the season. Will Steelers get playoff berth, and will Teflon 1 finally get Steelers to the AFC Championship game? That is what I'm hoping. But I mean, anybody, throw your opinion out there. Does anybody think that this team's good enough to get to the AFC Championship game? I was starting to, until I see this defense break down every other week. Now I'm skeptical, Mike. I was hoping, and again, after I seen Cleveland, I thought, you know what, this team could make some noise in the playoffs. But then I seen the game against Cincinnati, and I'm second guessing everything that I ever thought initially.
This game is going to be a huge test because this is the best team in the NFC right now, record wise. So, we'll see how we fare. Right now, heading into that Cincy game, I thought, we're going to do some damage. After it's like, is this a bump in the radar, or is this what we're going to have to expect from here on out? I think this game is going to be a very good litmus test for how we're going to fare the rest of the way.
Steelers always play down to their competition.
They sure do. I hate that. I wish they would play like New England did. They never play down to their competition.
No,
maybe once every 2 years.
Everybody, yeah. They would have one bad game every couple of years, and then you would see Belichick say about 3 words in the press conference, and then just get up, walk out.
Yeah.
And then they'd just move on to next game, and then they would beat the Steelers by 30.
Scott says, as much as I would love to like another wide receiver trade, I probably would love to have a defensive tackle more, a run stuffer. I'm not used to saying the Steelers need to stop the run. It used to be a birthright. You're right. You never ever had to worry about the run stop the run defense for the Steelers. It's kind of been in our blood. I don't know what's going on. Yinzer Joe says, I would say bring Wilkins in any way and trade for a wide receiver 1. Phil says Teflon Don, the West. Tortilla says we should trade for that guy, Minkah Fitzpatrick. I don't think we can. I think there's a law that actually prevents us from trading him back again.
2 years.
2 years?
2 years. Does anyone think Minkah would be an improvement in the secondary? We saw what he did for the past 3 years here. It was nothing.
Listen, I wouldn't mind having him back, but it's non-possible. It's not even a conversation because, again, you have to wait 2 years now. So that's not going to happen, unfortunately. I thought of it too. I thought anything to try to improve this defense, and maybe make it in this defense with these players around him would be different. He'd be able to play different, and but it crossed my mind. But again, unfortunately, with him and George, there's no trading these guys back. Not for a couple seasons.
Bless you.
Tortilla says we should trade for that guy Minkah Fitzpatrick. Oh, that's the one I just read. Cody says this. He says trade Keanu Benton. Trade Keanu. I mean, if we're going to go after Quinton Williams, you got to throw Keanu Benton in there.
Yeah, you got to throw someone back.
Maybe throw one of the wide receivers we're not using. It's not going to be Scotty Miller. He hurt his finger. I didn't even know this guy was still on the team. Scotty Miller had injured his finger, and practice yesterday was limited. I'll get to the full injury report.
Miller.
Scotty doesn't know if he's going to play or not.
Yep.
I don't know how the music goes, Finch. You could probably do that better than me. Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me get it
in
on
my car every Sunday.
Think she's at church, but she don't know. I don't know. It's great.
She's on her knees, and
she's with me, and Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
I just the running gag. Every country had their own theme of Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah, the music, the way they link it together. That movie is a truly great comedy. It's underrated.
It really is. One of my favorites.
It's a classic.
One of my favorites. All right, let's get right back to here. Mark Malone says, hopefully Harmon and Black can step up. I say let these kids play. I say let them play. Let Black get his butt in there and let him play. Try to stuff up that middle a little bit. Maybe go. I don't know. They got to figure it out. Cody says trade Keanu Benton in a second for Quinton Williams and Garrett Wilson. I would do it. Mike, would you do that?
In a heartbeat.
In a bloody
heartbeat. I don't know if the Jets would do it, but I would.
Well, they're the Jets.
I would trade Keanu Benton for 2 cases of Duquesne Pilsner, to be honest with you.
And you know what? You would be the big winner in that trade. I know that. Yeah. As we do love Duquesne Pilsner here on the show, guys. Do grab yourself a case. Let's see. Phil the Steel says this. He says, at Mark, forget the players. Are the coaches ready with a great game plan? That's a good question. Maybe every week, instead of the fans, sitting around trying to figure out what happened, let's start looking at the schemes. Let's start looking at game plans. Let's start looking at, maybe we couldn't get the run game started for this reason or that reason. But again, I think you're going to start getting some more of the answers that you're looking for if you take that route. Vegas says, damn, Jets traded up right before us to get him, and we got Timmons instead. You know what? Timmons was a good pick, though.
Yeah, he was. Helped us win a Super Bowl too.
I love Timmons, man. He was one of the better inside bangers that we had in my life. I'm sorry, Mark Malone says, hey. Yinzer Joe says, I did hear the Titans are trying to get a package deal for Simmons and Calvin Ridley. We could use both. Mike's grimacing. What's going on, Mike?
I'm not a big Calvin Ridley fan anymore.
Is it better than having nothing?
Yeah, I think.
Is he better than nothing, Mike? Is his talents better than nothing?
I don't know. I'm just ever since he left the Jags and went. Of course, it's the Tennessee Titans. It's just been I'm not impressed. Under 300 yards on the year already.
Right. Well, we're not looking for a lot. Just a.
Yeah, but I like their contracts. I think his contract's really bloated, and I don't know when they can get rid of that contract if the Steelers don't like him.
Derpy's really bloated.
Fuck yeah, yes. He makes me look like the peak of physical fitness. I felt good about myself.
Christopher says they are going to boo Mike Tomlin and Terrell Austin if they are able to go up and down the field on our defenses. Good. What's up, Finch?
I'm sorry. Just sometimes you just think of the dumbest shit.
Oh, no, you're good, man.
I just pictured Derpy looking like a half-peeled orange. I don't know. I had this thought in my head and it just made me laugh. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. Is it? It depends how this season turns out. The Boo Birds might come out again last week, like the Ravens. Or 2 weeks ago, the Ravens getting booed by their home crowd. Are we right around the corner again? Both of these companies very similar. Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. So we will see if that follows suit as well. Vegas says Lamar did not die 3 times in Nevada, and Vegas brothel to take shots by Finch. Yinzer Joe says Revis and Ed Reed give me the same vibe. Exactly, because Ed Reed looked really old his whole career too.
Mm-hmm.
He
looked like a homeless guy.
He looked like the guy that stands outside of the liquor store.
Off the turnpike.
Right.
I know a guy that looks like him at the liquor store right now. Go down by there, and I promise you'll see him.
We all know a guy that looks like that.
Yeah, we sure do. The only thing, the difference between Ed Reed, the guy that we know, our guy that has no teeth.
Our guy can't intercept 7 passes a season.
Yes.
Return him 119 yards.
Yeah, for 107-yard touchdown.
Or whatever
the AFC Championship game or whatever it was.
Cody's calling the bench Mike Tomlin, and Cody's also calling to fire Terrell Austin. Vegas says, Ryan, maybe you should get another pickup line besides does this towel smell like chloroform? that's my go-to, man.
How do you think I became part of the show?
That right?
He's like, this guy looks like he knows sports. Hey, smell this.
And he's been here ever since. 837 shows later, guys.
I'm blinking at Morse code, people.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
E.T. phone home. Ah, look, the moon.
Christopher says Vicki Lawrence, Mama's Family, a barrel laughs. I love Mama, especially the new episodes with Bubba, the newer ones, not the old ones with Sonya and Buzz or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
And also, Finch, you do know that Vicki Lawrence was at my work a couple months ago, so that was kind of. I didn't get to meet her, but she was there talking about something she was doing in Pittsburgh.
I was legitimately bummed out when I heard that you didn't get to meet her because I can remember back in the day you telling me how much you loved Mama's Family. You'd go home after work every night and watch it. And it was a great show. Fantastic. Hilarious. Silly. Good TV.
I would really like to meet Vinton. Vinton was my favorite.
Vinton.
Yeah.
Ken Berry, right?
Ken Berry.
I liked him in F Troop. Remember the old F Troop?
Yes, of course.
Black and white TV show, early 60s. He was in that, and he was hysterical in that as well.
Mark Malone says, many a crack rocks were shared in the seedy motel. That's right. Cody says,
hell yeah, brother.
Upgrade Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith believes this, guys. He believes that we are, what was the wording he used? Here it is. Arthur Smith explains that the Steelers offense diversity stresses defense. Interesting. Also, Vegas says they can get it together. There's too much talent for me to not believe. And I agree. They've done way more in this past year, 2 years, than they've ever done in my life. This team should not be competitive. I It's got to change.
Especially this year when the rest of the division has been down.
Exactly. How would things look if we stunk, So take advantage, guys. Again, one game shouldn't be the killer. It shouldn't be the dagger in our heart, that game last week. If we could rebound this week, I'm feeling a lot better again going into that Indianapolis game next week. It's at home. So again, 2 home games against these good teams, I think plays to our advantage. Hopefully, I think it would. Scott says Steelers need to trade for another receiver to be able to win some shootouts, especially in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. We're shootout worthy.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, and they're hitting their 1s and 2s who are top athletes. Let's just look at the Bengals, for example. I would, you got to like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins better than us having one go-to top of the line receiver. So those kind of things concern me there.
Oh, I'm looking for they're going to get someone like Olave who has like a year left. Rashid Shaheed, whose contract's up at the end of the year, or maybe even a Jacoby Myers whose contract's up at the end of the year. One of those 3 should be on this team in 11 days. If not, I'm going to start to get worried if we're not seeing a offensive output from Rowan Wilson, Calvin Austin.
On defense, Mike, the next question is addressed to you. Cody says, Mike, would you say Steelers defense is more vanilla than you?
Yeah, this defense is very vanilla because I do have a little spice in me. I'm a little spicy.
I did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Get a couple drinks in me. I start dancing. I got rhythm.
Cody says, Cody says he got that song stuck in his head now. I don't know which one, but I'm going to guess that Scotty doesn't know.
Yes, Scotty doesn't.
It's still stuck in my head too. Cody says Derpy is the guy on the train. Scusi.
Yeah, I'm scusi.
With no shirt on and shit once we come out the other side of the tunnel.
Smoking a cigar and he's
crossing his legs erotically. Oh.
Just imagine that picture that we've seen and him looking like that sitting across from you on the train.
Reading a newspaper.
Oh, I just made my nipples hard.
This is not where I parked my car.
Yinzer Joe says Terrell Austin doesn't know. Maybe he has a deficiency like people have a lactose deficiency. He has a defense deficiency. Very possible. Terrell Austin doesn't know. Christophus, he says they are too predictable. They get a lead and run the ball into stack boxes over and over again. Tomlin is walking contradiction. He claims he doesn't live in his fears. He sure coaches fears. I have a couple of things that may confirm that as well, guys. We'll get into that as well here shortly. Get through the messages. We got some interesting stuff here today as we get ready for the big Steeler game Sunday night against the Green Bay Packers, trying to get back on track and hopefully it could be 5-2 Monday morning when we all get back together and we can celebrate with a victory Monday. That being the best case scenario. I do want to say what's up to my man Kellerhost. What's up, bro? Always great seeing you on the board, my man. Phil the Steel says Bobby Boucher in your house. Bobby Boucher. He says so derpy with a subtle filter. He basically Ed Reed looks like Frederick Douglass.
He does.
Such a good comment. I read that earlier and I had to mute. I was laughing.
I didn't think of it when I read it. I seen it so immediately.
Good. Every time I see a picture of Ed Reed, I think the same thing, and I'm glad I'm not the only one because it is spot fucking on.
He definitely looks like an extra in like a like an old like a Quentin Tarantino movie,
right.
like Django.
Like he should be back in. Yeah, I was gonna say to Django.
Right. He just has an old timey look to him. He should be on the show today.
All right. Yeah, it would be real nice. I'm gonna go right here, maybe right here, over here. All right. Yinzer Joe says Ridley has no one on the other side very good. His contract isn't guaranteed either. He has a 2-year and all that was guaranteed was paid. He's tall, very fast, and would help DK out.
Yeah, I didn't know he had the buyout. I just pulled up his contract now and I saw your comment. Yeah, good call. Good catch.
Scott Atkins says maybe the Steelers defense has been misinformed. They are thinking they're giving Aaron a rest by staying on the field, even though they force 3rd and long, sorry. Vegas says, how are their new crackheads in 2025?
Right. How are the new crackheads?
Or how are the here's the thing that I noticed. People just aren't out in the streets anymore. I travel sometimes to nearby communities for certain things, and I noticed there's just not people on the corners. People aren't on the streets. Even kids. I'm not even talking about the adults just hanging. Kids aren't outside anymore. I went through Wendy's one night and I asked this kid, I said, what's going on, dude? There's no kids. He's like, kids just love their video games, man. You don't see kids out anymore. It's a whole different time.
Totally different in my town here, buddy. It's
yeah, I've been through your
nice,
town.
Everybody's out. I mean, I'm just being
live
honest.
In the, no, you do live in the most lily white town in the
I live in
county.
a very cake eating, very vanilla white.
And as a matter of fact, I see that when I go through your town. I go through it, and
they look at me cross-eyed when I come driving through.
But to be fair, man, to walk down the street, everybody's nice. Everybody's out and about, and it does remind me of being younger, like how it was when I was a kid. And it's nice to be able to just walk into a coffee shop, grab a coffee, look at you meet somebody's gaze as you do, and you give them a little nod and say hello, and you just keep walking, and everybody's cool.
Yeah,
gaze. Oh, yeah. Derpy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Let's see.
Hell yeah, brother.
Derpy, there's Derpy. There he is. He's on the terrible board. Derpy says, oh my goodness, it's 1950. Seems like things never change. Jen says, Packers fans are talking about how easy this will be and how petty Rodgers is, so he will throw too much because he wants to win so bad. He will make mistakes.
They might be right.
Which I literally haven't seen any sign of that being the case with him yet. I mean, yes, I heard he's petty. Yes, and more this week than ever, I'm hearing a lot of these things that Packers fans are saying. But I think that he's a pro. The guy's a Hall of Famer. He's going to,
he said this game has there's no extra motivation for this game. He said it's not a revenge game.
He's a fucking liar. He's definitely motivated. That chip is on his shoulder. Don't let him say it. He's saying the right things.
Yes.
It's deep in his brain, in the pit of his stomach, in his heart. He wants this game more than he's wanted a lot of other games. And you know what? He's going to play like it. But I do agree. I think that Aaron has showed before, he has a little bit of that Brett Favre in him where he can overplay and force the ball. He hasn't shown it this season. Hopefully he doesn't show it this week.
I don't think that we'll lose because of Aaron Rodgers if we lose. I just think there's so many other things in play.
We'll lose because they'll run the damn ball all over the place on us, and then that's what's going to happen. Our defense, if we lose, it'll be because the defense gave up the game.
Derpy says, I take that back, 1930. Mark Malone says, yeah, dude, got to get the stank off. Got to get the stank off the hand low.
Stank off.
Christopher said anything Don Knotts did in black and white was hilarious. I love Don Knotts.
Gold. Don Knotts was the best.
He was he was Furley, right? He wasn't who was the other guy?
Yeah, he was Ron Furley. Mr. Furley.
Furley. Who was
he was also in the Andy Griffith show, remember? He was is it Barney Fife?
Yeah.
Who was the other cop?
Who was the other
Mr. Roper?
Roper, that's right.
Yeah, the Ropers, Mr. and Mrs. Roper, who were also absolutely hysterical.
They
were so funny. Mr. Roper would get those looks at the camera. He was great. That was a good show, man.
Because he would because Jack would say something gay, like he was gay because he was supposed to be gay.
Yeah, and he would like almost break the fourth wall. Like he would look into the camera and just give you this slight face, and it would just make you laugh every time.
Yes. Vegas agrees. He says Dawn was hilarious.
Yes.
Mark Malone says I don't think they bring in anything more than another Mike Williams type, if anything. P says crack is probably harder to lace with fentanyl. I'm not sure. TMI.
We'll find out. Science, guys, we're going to do it for science.
No, thank you.
How about we do for computers figuring out your camera? That'd be a fun experiment. Jen says, hey, guys.
Oh, he's in Keller. Okay, cool.
Jen says, hey, guys, in the light of the shitty Packers fans, I have to tell about the new shit monitor my company is offering. It's an attachment to your toilet that gives you a health update from your stool. And laugh now. That's going to be you, Mike. You're going to have shit hooked to you one day. And
hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah. After every fucking Steelers game, just go and drop the deuce, see what it says.
Jen says true shit.
Drank too much.
True shit. That's the chef's kiss on that comment. True shit.
Cody says, all three of you, if you could be pro football athletes, what positions would you guys play? Mike, what position would you be? Would you be the
wide?
Center?
No, wide receiver.
No, hold on. You're killing the bit. Would you be the guy that bends over and has another man stick his hand in your ass? Maybe in your taint? Would that be you?
I do that for free. But
would you be the tight end?
Oh, yeah.
Would you be the wide receiver?
I'll be the wide receiver.
Finch, what about you? If you were a pro athlete, what position would you like to play?
Pro athlete or pro football player?
Pro football.
Football player. I'd be running back. I like
running
to
back.
run. I like to dodge and spin and push people over. That's fun to me.
I don't know what I do.
I want to be the wide receiver so I can just go out there, be crazy, be a diva.
Ryan, you'd be a coach, man. You'd be the coach, buddy.
I'd be a coach.
Be a coach.
I like corner. I used to like covering people, and I don't know, maybe tight end.
There's definitely a fun challenge. It's like one-on-one basketball when you're playing defense. Running the corner, being a safety, it's kind of a similar feeling where it's a lot of fun.
Like playing shadow on the playground when you're a kid. When you play shadow.
You're playing tag or shadow, and just it can be very fun.
I was always kind of good at that.
I was never good at it. I was always bigger, heavier, and slower.
But you were the kind of kid that could kick a kickball 1.5 miles. I
definitely did 100%. When we played kickball in the 4th grade, dude, they wanted me on the team because I would send it halfway across the town of Coppell.
See, that's what I mean, you were built like that. I wasn't. I was goofy footed. I would kick it, it would go off the side of my foot, and it was always a disaster to kick.
Still launch a kickball. I just launched one a couple days ago. We were having a family thing. We were playing ball, and I sent one packing, bro. Still got it.
Jen says only
ever goes down.
Was impressed.
Jen says only $599. 500. And I do want to say Tortilla as well. Tortilla did start a fund to have Derpy have no shirt on the other day, and he did donate. And I do want to say thank you. I don't know if we made a joke of it, telling them to take the money back because we didn't want to see Derpy with no shirt. But I do want to say thank you. I don't recall if we said
Tortilla also donated to the fund to have me take my shirt off.
Maybe that's what it was. I took that money and I threw it right out the window. I'm just going to say that right now.
Or keep your money.
The money that was donated for Mike to take his shirt off,
keep your money on.
I burnt it.
Haters, all of you.
Use it to buy beer.
Maybe some Duquesne Pilsner. Vegas says, is Tomlin's future replacement currently working in the NFL? What kind of head coach do you want next? I want what Tomlin was when he started. Somebody that was coming in as innovative, somebody young. Same with the Penguins are doing, Mike. You get this new coach, and this has been my theory since 1990. Every time you bring in a new coach, the Penguins win a Stanley or go to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
I want somebody young. I want somebody innovative. Maybe an offensive mind. The game has turned offensive, and guys that have defensive-minded coaches and systems just aren't what they used to be. If I was looking for my next head coach, I would look for somebody young, innovative, and maybe more offensive-minded. Would be.
You know what I want? You know what I want for a coach? I saw recently, again, an old clip of Bill Cowher, and it's a classic. It's the one where there was a call for 12 men on the field.
Oh, yeah.
It was a bullshit call, and he got the photo on the sideline. He chased the referee down because we lost the game on that play.
Stuck it in his pocket.
I want somebody with that kind of passion. I'm not saying that we need a coach that's going to go out there and cause physical abuse to referees, although I'm not against it.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That guy who's just like, gets freaking laser focused, and I'm not saying needs to be angry all the time, but gets emotionally invested in the game, and you see it, you hear about it, and it shows in the players. That's what Bill Cowher was great. I want that guy.
I do too.
And Cowher was what you just said at that time: young, innovative, and fresh.
Sure was. That energy.
That was in the early 90s, 93 or whatever it was when that happened, 95. But that energy is what the Steelers need, because as much Mike Tomlin, he is a great coach. He will go down as an all-time great, but he doesn't have that fire anymore. And it might he's been
the most average great coach ever.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for, let's be real. If it wasn't for the amazing sound bites, the overall general media would be a little less into him.
Let me ask you this. If let's just say he went under 500 about let's say about a quarter of the years that he coached, and let's say that he never went to the other Super Bowl. Is he still a Hall of Famer in your book?
No, of course not. Because the reasons right now that everybody considers him a Hall of Famer is because he doesn't have losing seasons and because he has 2 Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get back on the board here. Jen. Jen says this. She says, check out Kohler Health. That is where she is working, I assume. Mark Malone says at P. I don't know. Could you get it to jive with the cane and soda in water, or would it get stuck to the sides?
Where's Walter White when you need him?
Yeah.
You're goddamn right.
Vegas says Frazier's hurt now. Yeah, he was hurt a couple days ago. I think he got hurt on Wednesday at practice with a calf, and I guess he's getting downgraded. Apparently, yesterday was optimistic, said he was going to play today. There's a chance that he may not play. They said that McCollum just might be playing center if that is the case. But also, as I said, him and Scotty Miller and even TJ Watt made his way onto the injury list, not for resting, but for some kind of injury, maybe oblique. It was a hip. I'm sorry, the hip injury. So there's been a couple injuries, phantom injuries that popped up during the week, guys. Again, Scotty Miller with a finger. Who did not practice yesterday. TJ again did not practice. It says rest/hip. And then also, yes, Zach Frazier. He's been out with the Cavs. So let's hope that gets better soon, because it isn't like our offensive line has the depth that a lot of these other positions have. I'd like to keep these guys healthy as we can. And the fact that they made this far healthy is actually kind of a surprise to me, Mike, considering the issues we've had the past couple of years with injuries.
Yeah, and especially how well they're playing, too. You don't want to see any of these guys out of the lineup for any period of time.
Right.
And it's just it could set them back, the whole rhythm that they have going on. Hopefully he can play. I know he's been saying he's going to be out there and playing, but, if he keeps popping up on the injury report, it's not looking good.
I agree. Cody says, I live in an oil town. I swear I see 3 homeless people in 10 years. I tripped over one this morning. I went down to get popped and some gas in the car. I'm like, I tripped over. I thought it was a pile of newspapers. So I kicked it and I tripped over.
Jesus.
Let's see what else we got going here. Mark Malone says, yeah, these kids are fucked in all ways. It's definitely a different time, dude. It's definitely it certainly is here. I don't know how it is in a lot of the other part of the country, but I got to be honest, it doesn't look the same here unless you live in Finch's-town, the town that has the courthouse, the attorneys, the hospital. I think they have to have a nice town, though, because they represent, right?
I would hope so.
Yinzer Joe says Frazier has a sore leg. He'll be playing. And he's a tough guy, too. This is one of the guys I don't think would, he wants to get back out there. He'll tell the coach.
If he ain't playing, it's because he really is hurt. Yes.
He'll tell the coach he's okay just to play. And I like that guy. I mean, obviously, if he hurts himself, if he hurts himself even more, we're all going to be bitching on Monday morning. Yeah. But I like that kind of guy. I'm I like high school football. I like the real, and this is what you get from a guy like him, a Scadaboo. Guys like this, I love tough guys in football, and I'm gonna love watching that Scadaboo. I don't care where he plays. If there's anybody for these next 3 years, as they're joking, his career's length is going to be because of his style, I will be following and watching him very closely. I like some Scadaboo, Cam Scadaboo, guys.
He's not. He's going to give himself 12 concussions a year. And love it every time.
Yes. Did you see whenever his brother, I think it was when he was young and his brother was playing football, he took his brother's pad and helmets and started running head first into a tree?
That sounds about right.
And that's when he fell in love with football.
Yeah.
He took his brother's helmet and his varsity helmet and his pads and put them on and started running head first into a tree. So there you go. If you don't know anything about Scadaboo, I think that sums it up.
I like Jason Kelsey. He was like, Scadaboo's the type of guy that will be told, you can't run head first into people. They'll be like, bullshit, motherfucker. Watch this.
Watch me.
Yeah. He's the guy that you always said, you won't do it. You won't, because you knew he would do it if he's
right. That. Easy money. You can make bets with all your friends. Hey, you want to see Scadaboo?
Easy.
Run into a tree head on.
See Scadaboo?
He won't do it. Yeah. Here's my lunch money. Next thing you know.
Scadaboo's going to eat these worms. No, he won't.
Yeah. Oh man, Jen says, tell you if you have enough water, how many times a day, if there's any concerns, and is a fingerprint privacy so your spouse can't see it.
What the fuck is going on with the shit sensors?
She says you can't.
Wait a minute, do I have to show my fingerprint to take a shit now? Is that how that works?
It's coming, man. Crazy times are coming ahead. Phil says, at Jen, as long as my shit flushes smoothly, I don't need that. P says, I had to take chemistry 201 twice at Mark Alone, not sure. Christopher says, Omar Khan is going to get a front row seat at Romeo Dobbs on Sunday. Christian Watson is scheduled to play Sunday. That's true. He better make a deal for Dobbs right after the game. If they weren't in contention, I would think it's a possible.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just bad teams, Mike, that we're probably going to be able to cherry pick from more likely trading partners, wouldn't you say?
I would
Jets,
think so too. But
Tennessee.
Green Bay with some of the receivers that were hurt, but guys coming back in. Like Dallas has been the guy I've been looking at one of the guys I've been looking at all years on their team. But they just like Dontavian Wicks has been out for a while. Christian Watson is now coming back. Jaden Reed's on the IR, so they kind of need Romeo Doubs because I thought he would have been one of the guys they traded because they drafted I think Matthew Golden and they have a lot of receivers there. He's one of the guys I was high on, but then they kept winning and guys kept getting hurt. It's like we might not get him because him and Aaron Rodgers, I think they overlap for a year or two there.
All right. Again, this is tight ends week, guys. This is National Tight End Day on Sunday. So hopefully we have a big game by our tight ends. And also today's Jalen Ramsey's birthday. If you see him around town, be sure to tell him what's up. Happy birthday. Let's get back on the board. Excuse me. Vegas says we had Atari, etc. As kids, we still went outside and rode our bikes and skateboards and played every sport these days. You know what the difference was, Vegas? We had Caterpillar. Caterpillar was our fun game on Atari. These kids with the graphics and things look real. They're putting shit on their face to make it look like you're in the games.
Well, also back then, if you wanted to play a game with your friends had to come over to the house.
Right.
Now you play with them. You just call them.
Just wake up in your bed. Just
literally,
wake up.
My daughter does it. She'll play with Roblox. She has two friends, and they do a group chat. They'll get on FaceTime and have FaceTime conversations while playing Roblox on their phones together. It's awesome, but also it's what I mean. It's
man.
I would have done it when I was a kid.
Yeah, I was reading this article not too long ago. It was talking about this. They've did a study, and it was dating all the way back from the 80s up till now. Back in the 80s, we had like 10 miles of autonomy to where we can go and just parents would kick your kids out of the house. And it found like kids roamed like 10 miles. Now it's down to like less than a mile where parents let their kids go. And
I believe it.
It's like
I'm
kids
surprised we weren't dead.
Yeah. And it's like, and the funny thing is though, it's like us, like people our age and a little younger who had that freedom and autonomy are now telling their kids, no, you can't go too far.
Because we know that we're lucky to be alive.
Exactly. We remember what we used to get away with.
We've course corrected a little bit too much here. We got to,
the things that I survived, I don't want my child going through because there's a chance they might not survive. Man, let's see. Jen says send the results to your phone and you can give it to your doctor. I'd
send my results to Derpy.
Scott says I just want to see Aaron join the post game show. Yeah. Absolutely. This has all the writings for the Steelers winning. It sure does, guys. Because again, this is going to be the only opportunity for Aaron Rodgers to beat every team in the NFL. Yep. To me, that sounds like it's more of a moneymaker than anything, guys. And I don't know, say what you want about the league. Recently, things seem to turn out different ways for different reasons. And again, follow Kansas City for the past 6 years. I think that might explain some answer what I'm saying a little bit. But let's get back on the board, guys. Here we go. Mark Malone says at P will let's just brush up on the stereo is Somers and a bit and find and find out. LOL. P says Atari kind of tucked and there were like 6 games, kind of sucked. I think he was saying it had like 6 games, so that helped.
Atari's overrated.
But you know what? Back then it wasn't though. I mean, that was the shit.
It is.
You didn't know any better. You didn't know. I mean, that was the best we had. And
it doesn't hold up.
Like I said, Centipede was the shit. Space Invaders, shit like
Adventure. That. Space Invaders is still fun.
Dolphin, remember that Dolphin game where you're that, you remember the games.
I remember Commodore 64.
Yeah, I do too. Just as Roger said that there was no animosity toward the Jets too. Then he said he was happy to beat everyone associated. That's what I'm saying. That's why. So I'm sure the Packers mean something. That of course they mean something to him. Of course they do. That's like Tom Brady was with him saying that a New England game wouldn't be important to him when he was with Tampa Bay. It's crazy. Yeah. He's still human. You know what I mean? He's saying what he's got to say, which he's done very well since he's been here, and I'm appreciative of that.
We all find ourselves peeping on the ex-girlfriend's Facebook page from time to time.
Exactly. It's human nature.
That's what it is.
Let's see. Cody says, I seen a clip on NFL saying this is why we don't mic up Aaron Rodgers no more. If you guys get a chance, look it up. He cusses so much. I would have loved to hear what he said after he got tackled by Broderick Jones. I would have loved to see that.
God damn it, Broderick, I'm 40.
He did.
Who was that one football coach? I'm a man. 40.
Speaking of which, this birthday with Jalen Ramsey, we're talking about him maybe being past his prime. Just adding another number on his year can't be a good thing, especially as we were in love with him early on, which I still am. I love him on the football field. But Jalen Ramsey, another guy, just getting another year older, Mike, on this team that certainly doesn't have great youth. I think that we could all say. Cody Phil still says, Cody, I'm about to tell my boy to move to Midland and get on them oil rigs. Phil Steele also says, Christy was my swaggin'. Christopher says, Three's Company is my favorite sitcom. I love Jack Tripper. Me too.
It was good.
It was great.
I like the Suzanne Summers. Ooh, or I like Terry. I like Chrissy.
I like them all.
Even Janet. I mean, she had the little boy. She had the little boy thing going on, but
but sometimes she could be real cute too.
Yeah.
She had a nice body and everything. It was the hair.
She had the Lady Elaine haircut from
a little bit. Yeah,
Mr.
she
Rogers.
Not quite Lady Elaine now. Come on now.
Mark Malone says that's some crazy shit at Jen. Crazy shit at Jen.
Literally.
P says Mr. Roper was knocking those little hippie broads down for Viagra. He had the old lady. No, Roper had the old lady. Furley.
Yeah.
Did Furley have an old lady as well?
No,
I didn't think
a single
so.
Man.
Vegas says Ginger or Mary Ann. I'm guessing you love Mrs. Hal, Derpy. Who are you? I was more of a Mary Ann.
Mary Ann, yeah.
Mary Ann.
Cody says Mike can be Andy Reid. He does have a lot of Andy Reid going on there.
Yes, I do.
We've been telling him that for years. At
Chicky
first,
Nuggy.
He hated it.
I hated it until I saw the Chicky Nuggy commercial.
Yes.
I'm like,
yeah,
because that's what you literally do when we're all eating here at the in the cafeteria area. Mike will bring his little fingers across the screen, across the table, and steal our chicken nuggies.
Well, they were Dino Nuggies that day. Do you blame me?
They were Dino Nuggies. You're right. Phil Steele says at Vegas, a coach like me that didn't give a fuck and just went psycho on opponents. Look for that and bitch and attack. Look for that bitch and attack. Vegas says Derpy is the left side of the O line. Kenneth, what's up, bro? Always great seeing you, man. Kenneth Jones on the terrible board. Today is no different. Welcome back, my friend, and I hope you're getting ready, and I hope you're excited about the Green Bay game this Sunday night. Vegas says slow baby bouncies. Cody says Jen, the toilet would be mad at me for shotgun blasting it. Phil Steele says my homeboy is making $1,500 a day. 1,500 a day runs, he told me. What's up, 00? Always great seeing 007 on the board. He says, what do you think about Nick Herbig's snap count reduces by Terrell Austin against the Bengals? It's funny you brought that up because I do have something here in front of me. Guys, I'm just gonna go through it just quickly because I came across this before we went on, and I just thought that this was interesting. If I can find it here. Here it is. This was on X on Twitter. Steeler takeaways. I don't know if you follow them, but they just always are on my screen because I follow a lot of Steeler things. This is what they said. The Steelers don't use their dime because of Wilson, but then don't have him on the field in the final drive. Talking about Peyton Wilson, I guess, having him on the field on that final drive of the game. So this is all complaints about the Bengals game. The next one was the Steelers don't use Herbig because they want to stop the run, but don't use him on obvious pass downs. Meaning if they, what you're saying. Okay. Also, the next one is this: the run defense is struggling, but Ukulele has had his snaps reduced. So these are some very good observations. I did find this on the Steelers takeaway on X, Mike. I thought those were all very good points, things that are kind of being overtaken with a lot of other conversation this week. Certainly with the Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers, is these oopsies, these coaching, it's hard to explain what's going on right now with this team, Mike. Is this mistakes? Is this
it was personnel mistakes because the guys that that they were saying Herbig and Peyton Wilson, they were getting a lot of playing time the 3 weeks leading up to this game, and then they cut their snaps. It made no sense whatsoever.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of times when I'm trying to figure stuff out about this team, you're sitting there scratching your head.
Yeah, just keep those guys in there. The trains are rolling. We're moving right along. Don't tinker with it. Just let it go. A little adjustment here and there, but that was too much of not enough of guys like Ukulele, Herbig, and Logan Wilson, who've all been playing well. Especially Nick Herbig has been playing at a top level to where people are saying he's one of the since he came back from injury, he's been one of the better edge rushers in that time period. And Wilson in the middle there, him and Queen have been playing well together off of each other. So I didn't understand that usage of personnel whatsoever.
I agree. I'm right there with you.
It was a head scratcher going back watching the game of like, why weren't certain guys there?
Kenneth says, let's go, Ryan. Let's go after Ryan Day. Yeah, I mean, he's a successful coach.
I don't like college coaches going over the pros. They don't have a lot of
you know what? There was under no circumstance that I thought that you were going to say that was a good idea. I'm like, no matter what.
No. It doesn't matter that he's coming from Ohio State.
It has something to do with him.
No, I just
yes, it does. Listen, I know you better than I.
How many college coaches have made the jump
and
been successful and gone back?
Listen, you're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying no matter what, I didn't expect you to say that was going to be a good idea. I just knew it wasn't going to be a good idea with you. I just knew it.
Yeah,
there was nothing that you could have added. There was nothing that you could have been added to that comment to where you would have liked it.
He's a good. I want him to be the next coach of Penn State, and I'll come back to being a fan.
Well, you still are a fan, so
I'm in the portal.
Mike, they are playing Ohio State tomorrow, so that's going to be a fun game for all of us to watch.
Let's go, Ryan Day.
He says the broadcast needs to stay all shirts all the time, or I'm unsubscribing. I'm right there with you, P. If I see another nipple on that man, I'm out of here too. Finch, I'm damn it, don't play, don't test me. Let's see. Phil still says this. Hey now, at Cody, my bad in 3 days, $1,500, 3 days. Jen says funny shit. Cody. Mark Malone says I want Rex Ryan's foot fetish type coach.
Ooh.
You remember him, man?
Ooh.
Remember, did he get like a tattoo of Mark Sanchez or something? Like, wasn't there was something weird? There was something really weird going on, like with a wife was involved.
Yeah,
whenever that whole Jets.
Dude, I know when they played the
his wife, Ryan's wife got a tattoo of Mark Sanchez or some shit.
Oh,
there was something weird. There was something weird with that.
Considering what just happened to Mark Sanchez last week, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, like when they would play the Patriots. Brady's calls would all be feet related. Any type of check would be about a foot or a foot fetish or some shit like that. It was great.
Cody says, I don't know. I wouldn't lie to you. We might have to shut down soon. Rigs and fracks are getting ready. We get a lot of people from Texas up here with this fracking. Matter of fact, in our county, we just opened a big company not too long ago, Cody, and a lot of Texas people. You may even know some of these people that are up here. But there's a lot of people from Texas here with this fracking. Vegas, who are the top 10 players under Cowher? Top 10 players under Cowher: Greg Lloyd for sure, Cordell Stewart, Jerome Bettis, Hines Ward, Ben Roethlisberger,
Rod Woodson,
Carnell
Lake.
There's
more than 10. There's a lot to. I mean,
Dermontti
Dawson, Levon Kirkland,
Heath Miller,
Alec Danica.
Yeah, he had a lot.
Paul Malu, Ben Roethlisberger.
We had a lot of good players, man. No two ways about that.
Raffenberger.
Hell, even
Christopher says this: who was sexier, Jeannie or Samantha from Bewitched, or
Jeannie.
young Christmas Sauce? You know what? I like them all.
Yeah, all at the same time.
I like Jeannie.
Awesome.
I like.
Wiggle your nose and give me that wish.
Maybe not Samantha so much. I didn't think she was as sexy as Jeannie was.
Samantha had that, housewife look to her.
She had a more domestic,
but in a nice way, in the best way possible. She was a very gorgeous young Elizabeth Montgomery, the actress, a very gorgeous young lady, but she didn't have the assets that Jeannie and Christy have. Yes,
and I do like Christy, of course.
Suzanne Summers is hard to beat.
You know who's really weird looking now? Pamela Anderson.
Yeah,
that doesn't even look like the same person.
No, she looks like an alien.
She looks like a potato. Her head looks like a fucking potato. She used to.
No, I would rather eat a potato. Yeah.
You said you would have a potato?
No, I would rather eat a potato.
That's what I heard too. That's what I heard too.
Of course, you heard that because you guys are delinquents.
Well,
Yinzer
Joe says I think the NFL needs to make referees accountable for their bad. I agree. I've been saying this for years. Make these guys accountable for bad calls. There's no accountability. They'll get a call from the office or from New York. It's bullshit.
Slap.
Everybody else is fucking held accountable. These guys can make a mistake on a bad call in a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's bullshit that they're not held accountable.
Especially
Also,
when
by the way, where sports gambling is extremely
Yeah,
popular now and is
exactly.
being pushed by these leagues, the NBA, NFL, which, by the way, there was a big scandal that broke in the NBA
Oh,
yesterday.
Yeah,
we
big
talked
time,
about
man.
that, yeah.
Big time.
So they
but
went and
yeah,
arrested his ass, man.
right. When you have gambling so prevalent and so easy to do that where anybody, including players and coaches, could just pick up their phone and place a quick bet, you have to start holding referees accountable because, I mean, remember that NBA referee scandal in 2002, I believe it was?
Yeah.
They are it's very possible that they could be fixing these games. All right.
It's not the same game that it was when we were even 20 years ago. The game is a lot different in it. A lot of these games
accessible.
And also, you know what? A lot of these games come down to the final drive, coincidentally. I bet you, I think there's 13 games this weekend. I bet you 10 of them come down to the final drive. It's really that high. And what's that tell you? I mean, your whole life, that wasn't the case. Now, all of a sudden, these point spreads really, they're really making, guys, the point spreads are usually right there. If the point spread's 4.5, this team will win by 3 or 6 or something. It's never unpredictable anymore for the most part. I'm not saying all across the board, but it's certainly something.
Occasional 70-point blowout or whatever, yeah.
But he says referees will help accountable. I bet more would call it fairly when they start losing money. Cody says Mewborn cut down from 15 frac crews to 6, and they're doing simultaneous fracs now to save money. P says Barbara Eden by nose. That's why I think Barbara Eden was a little more sexy. I think Bewitched was a little more domesticated. I think maybe if she dressed in a genie uniform, a costume, maybe she would have been just as hot as well.
A crossover episode. That's what we needed.
Yeah. You know what? I'm glad nobody said they liked Tabitha, because you know what? There's always that one guy in the group. Tabitha was hot. She was 4, you fuck.
She was a child.
She was definitely a child. Christopher agrees. Finchy.
I didn't know who she was, and I'm glad I wasn't being the smart ass and said, "Oh,
it was the daughter."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would have been bad. That would have been bad.
Finchy says Genie by a mile. Cody says, when you say 1,500 day runs, Vegas says, I love those 2 blondes on Hee Haw that were those red and white tablecloth looking. Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I just like that. I just like that horse at the beginning with his face, because it was like in a cartoon. And as a kid, that was the only part of that show that really entertained me.
I liked Roy Clark, the guitar player.
Okay.
One of the greatest of all time. He was on Hee Haw a lot, and very entertaining, very funny, very good player.
Feel the Still says Chrissy swing. He says Jeannie really filled out that costume. I always wanted to hang out in that little bottle with her.
I know. It always looked so comfortable.
It looked comfy, yeah.
Like I could take the best nap ever in there.
Yes.
And then wake up next to Jeannie. Be awesome.
And then you get all them wishes and shit, man.
Ooh, she had like a hookah in there too.
She did have a hookah. Everybody had a hookah back in the day.
It was cool.
Feel the Steel says, told you, get that Sun Devil. You know what? Who knows what his career is going to turn out to be. So I don't know if I'm glad we didn't draft him or I'd like to draft him, but I'm certainly going to be paying attention to that young man for a couple years at least. Scattaboo already looks like he has a CTE. This is what Yinzer Joe is saying. P says he's going to get an extra contract because people like to say Scattaboo. Maybe. Yeah,
it's a cool name.
All right, yeah, you're good, Fitch. And meanwhile, on that, poor Shador Sanders, he can't even step on the field.
Gotta move.
He's making money though, so I'm sure he's not that mad about it.
Right? He had a killer NIL deal too.
Sam Levitt, Vegas says Phil is still Sam Levitt. I know we sent scouts down a couple times to see Mr. Levitt.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher says Jeannie gave me a stiffy every time she shook her. Yeah, me too, man. Who was you into when you was a kid? Because my time, Alyssa Milano was my crush, because like during my time of being, when you're really starting to discover your stiffies and your things like mine was Alyssa Milano. She was on Who's the Boss.
I was a huge fan of Christy Brinkley. Remember, she would always be in the National Lampoon movies.
Absolutely.
She was the chick that would be driving by. I was into her, and the Uptown Girl. I liked her a lot.
Yeah.
Who was you into, Mike, when you were a kid, discovering yourself?
So you had Alyssa Milano, obviously.
You seem like a Seth Green kind of guy.
Yeah, just pounding out to that little
some idle hands watching.
Yeah, baby.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to think, man. Like I can't remember. Like my brain's fried.
Rose McGowan. In her younger days, I was really into Rose McGowan. I liked her.
Cindy Crawford was always the big name when I was a kid. People
always overrated. She had a thing on her face.
Yeah.
And
I didn't like Target. It was like a Cocoa Puff. I didn't want that. You know what I mean? If I'm trying to be nasty with myself and watch a chick, that Cocoa Puff really threw me off.
It was too big. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not cuckoo for that Cocoa Puff.
And again, there's nothing wrong with them things, but again, you're 13, you're trying to jerk off.
She didn't have a pretty face anyway. I didn't think her face was all that pretty. She looked like she was mean. She had RBF, resting bitch face.
Yeah. Mark Malone says he had Nintendo, which was also big with us. We did have
I was the big Nintendo kid.
Nintendo too, and
still a Nintendo kid.
I was Sega Genesis and PlayStation. A lot of people went to Xbox whenever I went to PlayStation, but I was always a PlayStation guy.
I was a Nintendo and PlayStation kid as well. Although I've dabbled in quite a bit in Xbox since, but as a youngster, Nintendo, PlayStation was where it's at. They were the best.
Cody says, I remember my buddy saying, let's meet up here at 10 o'clock a.m. And if you weren't, the gang would have to ride all the way to your house and knock on your door. Jen says, bye, everyone. I have to mentor. Let's go Steelers. Fuck them Packers up. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Jen. Always great to hear from you. Great to have Jen. Jen, enjoy your weekend. Let's go Packers.
No.
Sam Levitt as the Sam Levitt is the Arizona State quarterback. Yes. Of course I didn't Steelers. But I had to mess with Jen, guys. Let's see. Peace says we used to have weekend neighborhood versus neighborhood. We did too. I loved that. I loved it. Football games in the empty field in the front food line, 4-mile walk each way. I was just thinking out the other day, these games we used to play with the guys in my neighborhood. Phyllis Steele says not a quarterback getting a running back after letting Harris go. Phyllis Steele says Rogers tells Jones Peaches hits me. Rogers tells Jones Peaches hits me harder than you.
Damn.
Tortilla Mike looks more like a Brian DeBall.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. You're on the list.
Scott says, Aaron wants to shove it so deep into LaFleur's anal that he tastes it when he burps.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Did you guys see, what's the movie? Naked Gun. Did you see the new Naked Gun?
No, not yet.
It looks fucking hilarious. Speaking of
it's
Pam
Liam
Anderson,
Neeson, right?
Yes, it's Liam Neeson. I think
I'm going to have to watch it. Yeah,
that's why I know Pam Anderson looks like she does, because I was looking at this trailer and I thought, oh my God. She's hideous. Let's see.
She's still better looking than a lot of people her age. I will give her that.
Yeah.
There are women in their 60s who look a lot more beat than Pam Anderson does.
She looks
it looks too leathery.
Also, she's kind of not wearing makeup very much anymore. I think that has a lot to do with it. If she was still doing the cake face thing, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation.
No, I was never a big Pam Anderson fan.
Neither was I. I mean, she was like the knockout when I was a kid.
Yeah, she was the chick growing up, man. My teenage years, at least.
Yeah, right. Baywatch, I mean, she was something to look at. Don't get me wrong, but I was never into the plastic, look.
Yeah, me either.
She was the plastic look, of that time. So.
Yeah.
Cody says Rogers said next time he scores, Broderick Jones better watch out because he's going to tackle him.
I'd love to see that.
Be awesome.
Yinzer Joe says Terrell Austin needs to remove Clark, but put Peppers or Thornhill in. Benton is playing the wrong position and use Herbig more. Those all sound like things that could help. Hire Yinzer Joe.
Big time.
Cody says the Harbaugh brothers go back and forth from NFL to college. Field of Steel says Vanilla. Let's get another freaking coach. Darn it!
Hell yeah, brother.
Maddox. Cody says Vegas says I love Dolly and Adrian Barbeau. Is that how you say that? Tortilla says sign John Gruden as an assistant head coach. Oh, I know, Mike. There's another one. There's certain words that are key words that Mike's face will curl. His lip will curl instantly. And as soon as I read the JG. I knew, and I looked up.
Get ready for a lot of losing coming up with John Gruden. Some cool. He'll be saying some cool stuff too. Get ready for a lot of losing with John Gruden.
Yeah, he should stay with Barstool. He's
losing with Gruden.
He's really great with the.
Maybe we won't win as many playoff games. That's
Hey, maybe we just won't go to the playoffs at all. Hey, wouldn't that be great?
Let's see. Mark Malone, I thought Montgomery was a freaking beauty. Tortilla says, didn't John Gruden and Mike Tomlin coach together? They did. They won a Super Bowl together. That defense was something. Tortilla says, as a Kings fan, the refs 100% need to be investigated. Kenneth says, I'm really ready for a change defensively. Arthur has shown he can make a quarterback look better and develop schemes. I don't see that defensively, whether it's Tomlin or Austin scheming. Phil says, I know it's Teflon Don scheming the defense. Tortilla says, Matt Canada so bad he ruined our defense 2 years after he left the offense. Yeah. Sam on Who's the Boss. That's right, man. Tony Danza and remember the Angela was the blonde and Mona
was the mother.
She was like the wild grandma.
That was a pretty funny show.
Marissa Tomei.
Yes. She was pretty young then. She was very young then.
Yeah, she was my age. And then there's Marissa Tomei, always a classic. Sabrina from Sabrina from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She was Clarissa.
Yeah.
Wasn't she? Clarissa Explains It All from
Melissa Joan Hart. Yep, Clarissa Explains It All. It was a good show.
Vegas says it's a moa. You called it that thing. that Cocoa Puff, right? P says Perez absolutely rose Perez's titties in the 90s. I mentioned the other day, White Men Can't Jump, and you definitely seen Gloria, her character. You seen her titty for sure in that.
You know what? Speaking of Rosie Perez, real quick, I watched there was that big fight that happened a few weeks ago on Netflix, right? Canelo and Alvarez. I watched the fight. She was on there. She has been doing boxing commentary for a while now, and she was on there doing commentary on the fight. She is so bad. Like, her knowledge is good. What she it's like that Chris Collinsworth thing where you can't stand the voice and they'll just say goofy shit from time to time. Rosie Perez is doing boxing commentary on Showtime, and it's terrible.
Last time movie I seen with her, I'm not really into movies, was Pineapple Express. She was the police officer.
Yeah.
So that's been a while. Yeah. Guys, we're going to jump back on. Still looks good. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get back to some topics, guys. We will get back to the board. I want to get caught up on some topics here. The Steelers, guys, they have a 66.1 winning percentage on Sunday Night Football. However, Jordan Love on Sunday Night Football games alone, Finch has 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 121.1 quarterback rating. Jordan Love. So the Steelers, 66.1, are winning 2 out of 3 games on Sunday night. And Jordan Love on the other side, I don't know their record on Sunday, but I do know that Jordan Love has 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 121 rating. So
that is incredibly impressive stuff. Let's hope he gets off of that one.
You know what? This has all the makings of a classic game. I sure as hell hope this doesn't turn into a fucking blowout and even a loss for us, because this game, it has the markings of a classic game, Finch. The players involved, the teams involved, just everything at stake here.
You know, Green Bay played an absolute classic earlier this season in that 40-40 tie versus Dallas.
Yeah.
So Green Bay is capable of a shootout and making a good game. They are a very competitive team, and as are the Steelers for the most part. So it does have the makings to be a classic game with all those little, storylines and stuff that we love. Kind of like last week with Joe Flacco, the what did they call it? The Icy Hot Bowl or whatever.
Yeah, the Icy Hot Bowl.
It's always cool when you have like that little storyline going on. And This week it's Aaron again, of course, with Green Bay and whatnot. And Jordan Love being great on Sunday night adds to the drama. So hopefully they do it. Go Steelers. I got to get out of here myself. So I just want to say go Steelers. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. I love you the best.
Thanks, everybody. Finch, Sunday night.
Was here. Yep. Sunday night. We will. I do plan to be here to do the Sunday Yinzer show. Derpy will probably do it with me. And then during the game, I don't know, man. Maybe he and I will stick around for the first half and just live stream during the game. I don't know. It depends on how Derpy feels, how I feel. But yeah, go Steelers, man. Let's do this.
All right, brother. We'll see you on Sunday.
All right, man.
All right, Finch, everybody. Mike, let's get to some more numbers here. The Steelers were ranked number one in pass protection last week of all the teams. Week 7 pass protection rankings. Yeah. This was listed by average of pressure rate, sacks, rate, and time to throw. The Steelers pass protection, Mike, number 1 out of 32. The number 2 team, Green Bay.
Ooh.
So again, this game has all the makings of a classic. I mean, the game, the guys, the teams, the colors, the names, the 2 first-place teams out of the North divisions from their own respective conference. Mike, number 1 last week in pass protection rankings. Steelers, number 2. The Packers, number 3, for what it's worth. The Browns, 4, Mike. This one might catch your attention. The Colts. So they're also doing well.
Pretty good. Usually, the only outlier in that group is the Browns. They got the other 3 teams you mentioned are pretty good football teams right now. Like the 2 teams that lead each conference, and then the team who leads the division. So not bad. And like you're talking about how like the numbers say a lot. Like look, the scoring averages, points per game for both offenses, they're both up there. Defenses are kind of similar too in their average points per game for the first 7 games. So this has all the makings of being a classic back and forth matchup.
It sure does, and I hope you know what. If anything, I hope that's the case. I'd like to beat them by more than 7 points, and not be a heart. But this game has heart attack written all over people. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, be sure to take your heartburn medicine earlier that day because it's going to be like this is going to be a great game.
I think it is too. I think if this game is literally back and forth every step of the way to where they're both evenly matched, like both, no matter the outcome, like both teams come out thinking, okay, we can match up with the elite. You just got to go and play the game. Hopefully we come out on the good side of this and separate ourselves a little bit more in the AFC from some of the other teams. Yeah, we got to come out with a win here, but I have a feeling it's going to be a back and forth matchup, back and forth.
I hope so.
Like who's going to have the ball last wins, or who makes the last key play is going to win this game.
And also, like another thing is, Aaron Rodgers is trying to get that. He's trying to become the 4th, 5th guy that was
somewhere
able to
around
beat
there, 4 or 5
32 different teams, Mike. So again, this game is not going to be short of any interest. And again, Sunday night, there's nobody else on. So this game, it will be big. And if it goes down as one of these classic back and forth, I just hope we win. Again, guys, be prepared for another heart attack. I highly doubt that this game is not going to be that way, as these 2 first-place teams from their North divisions square off as Aaron Rodgers goes against the Packers to try to become the 5th guy to win against all 32 teams. So again, guys, this is going to be a big game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's just hope that our Steelers come out on top. I like our advantage. We are at home. Of course, this game is Sunday night at 8:20. We're 3.5-point home dogs in this game. Throwback uniforms for the Steelers going up against the Packers in all white. Fans are going to be wild. We're ready. We're chomping at the bit. We had 11 days to try to get over the loss that we just endured to Cincinnati last Thursday. So I think there's a lot of things heading in our favor, Mike, and I think this is the kind of game that Aaron Rodgers will excel and really go out and play his ass off. I hope that that is all true. I hope that we're sitting at 5-2 on Monday morning when we all get back together for Victory Monday. This is going to be a good one, guys. There's no shortage on storylines in this game, Mike. The world will be watching. Come on, Steelers. Let's get the big win over Green Bay and make some believers out of people again.
Exactly. Like, just go in there and handle business. Get in, get out. Sunday night game. Kick some ass and let's go, because this can set you up for a big run. You go beat them. We got the Colts next.
Yeah.
So going against the 2 number 1 teams in the NFL.
Come on. If you plan on being competitive in January, you better show some life. In October. I know
wins here.
I know it's a different time, it's a different period, it's a different month, but you know what? You have to show that you can win against guys that are going to be playing football and winning football games in January. It starts this week, guys. As we said, Mike, the schedule gets considerably harder. You got tougher teams now, especially these next 7 games. A lot of people talking these next 7 games could be problems for the Steelers. I think if we're a good team, I think we weather the storm. If we're not, I say we don't, and then we're going to start looking for back to square one once this is over. We got the draft. We're going to try to figure Rodgers out, but let's hope that's not the case. This game is as big as any of them. Treat this game like your Super Bowl. If you're Pittsburgh, again, Aaron Rodgers has all the reasons in the world to win this football game. I like our chances for those few reasons for sure. Let's see what else, Mike. Aaron Rodgers will, of course, everybody heard this over the past 24 hours. He does plan to retire a Packer. I have no problem with that for a couple of reasons. I don't hate Green Bay. I don't hate that football team. I don't love them per se, but you know what? I don't like I don't hate them. So you know what? If he wants to go back to the team that he earned his Hall of Fame career with, I'm fine with that. Because if Ben went somewhere, or any of our guys, let's say Franco Harris, come on, if he wanted to be a Steeler to retire, come back from Seattle, anybody, I'm fine with that, guys. Good for him. I'm learning to like Aaron Rodgers a lot more than I did throughout his whole career.
Hey, come back, sign his one-day contract with Green Bay, and retire. That's
But if you are liking old things, speaking of the black and white screen that you see in front of you today, the jerseys that you're going to see Sunday, the quarterback that you're going to have under center, Mike, you're not going to want to miss the halftime show. That's right, Brett Michaels. Brett Michaels from Butler, just north of Pittsburgh, just north of Allegheny County. And Brett Michaels from the band Poison from the 80s, the hair band. He will be performing at the halftime show for the Pittsburgh Steelers Green Bay Packers game on Sunday night. If you are a fan of Brett Michaels, you might want to get down to the game because they probably won't show much on TV. But Brett Michaels, Mike, I know you love Brett Michaels.
Yeah, you know me, man. Huge Brett Michaels fan. He was at Poison.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, huge Poison fan over here.
CeCe Seville. No. Brett Michael. Come on.
I was never a big fan of Poison.
And you shouldn't have been. You were just a little younger than me, and I almost shouldn't have.
No, I knew who they were.
I know you know who they were. I'm just saying, year-wise, you shouldn't have because I shouldn't have. I knew who they were. It was the 80s.
Yeah.
Mike, here is what the injuries do look like for this week's game. Scotty Miller, limited at practice yesterday with a finger. There will be another report that comes out today. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get it by the time it does. So if you check online later, you could get that information. But this is the latest scoop that I have. Scotty Miller was limited yesterday with a finger. Mike, Ryan McCollum will be starting in place of Zach Frazier. If Frazier doesn't go, Frazier's optimistic with his calf. He heard it earlier in the week in practice. Says he's doing better. They actually downgraded him. But he's saying that he's feeling optimistic, Mike. Zach Frazier says he's going to be playing, and if he gets hurt, I guess you could put that in consideration as well. McCollum will be the backup. Also did not practice yesterday at practice was DK and Cam with rest, and limited with Scotty Miller, TJ Watt with his hip and rest, and full participation at practice yesterday was Calvin Austin III, Will Howard, and Malik Harrison.
Ooh.
And also, Mike, here's a name that comes up on the board every so often. I just want to throw this information that I did get out. Corey Trice is close to returning to practice. Team has yet to open his 21-day window, but they did say that he's close to return to practice. So maybe get a little bit of extra arm length in that pass defense here sometime soon.
It'd be nice to get him out there.
When
he's out there, he's effective.
He is.
But it's, you're not available, dude. You're killing us.
Mike, Parsons plans on confusing Aaron Rodgers. Of course, Parsons out the big game last week.
Mm-hmm.
He came out and said his game plan is to confuse Aaron Rodgers. Mike, is it possible for Aaron Rodgers to be confused? In a sense, yes, he's human. Of course, everybody can be confused. But this guy's seen it all. Like when Ben stepped up to the line, when Brady stepped up to the line, when Peyton Manning, these guys, they're hard to confuse. They're confusing you when you think you're confusing them. Mike, the game plan for Mr. Parsons, he says he plans to confuse Aaron Rodgers. Does he have a big day against our offensive line and Aaron?
I don't think so. I do not think so. I think he'll make some plays. I think we'll see him get back there quick, kind of like how Myles Garrett did sometimes, but I think they're going to game plan away from him. Whether he lines up on the right side, left side, if they decide to move him around, I have a feeling the Steelers will move the play away from him the way they did to Garrett. What I think they might do, maybe their DBs might be trying to jam our guys at the line more, break up the rhythm, break up the timing, because he was talking about getting Aaron Rodgers out of sync too, and I think in that same interview or a different one, and I can see them doing that, chipping guys, maybe changing up their coverage from what they normally do to give them a different look. But like you said, man, Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. There isn't anything he hasn't seen that he can't counteract. So
anybody can figure this stuff out. It's Aaron.
It's going to be him, but I get to see them doing some little things, to like Parsons said, to confuse him, to throw him out, to get them out of sync. I think is what he was also said too in another interview, was to get the offense out of sync, Rodgers out of sync. So we'll see. I'm not familiar enough with all the guys that they have on their defense, but it's going to be a fun matchup.
Couple more topics, Mike. We do have overs and unders today. We do have
we do. I forgot about that.
The completion of Team White. So let's blow through these next this next couple topics. We'll get to some more messages on the board. Guys, a lot going on today. Mike, this was, let me find it here. Cam Hayward says, we want to make the plays so bad on defense. The defense is just doing too much to stop the run. In a weird way, it makes sense.
I know what and
you know what he means.
Mm-hmm.
Should they simplify? Or it almost seems like it would be counterproductive to simplify.
I don't think simplify is maybe play with better technique and not try and be the hero. I think that's kind of what he was getting at. Like, doing too much. People want to not trust the guy next to him instead of the last handful of games where people were just trusting the guy and they were making their own plays. Focus on your own details and trust that the guy next to you is focusing on their own details of their assignment. And you didn't see a whole lot of that against Cincinnati.
And finally, Mike, the Steelers defensive line still believes it's amongst the NFL's best. I personally, through 6 games, haven't seen a sign of that at all. People are going to say, well, they had a really good game against Cleveland. Yeah, but it was Cleveland's offense. To me, Mike, is there any indication that this defensive line should even be used in the same sentence as the words best in the NFL?
No. They were getting better. They were playing better until last week.
If you played the Browns every week, they'd be a great defensive line.
Yeah, they did well against Minnesota too. But
Minnesota stinks, obviously.
Yeah, right. Obviously, yeah. Well, coming into that game, it was like, oh, Minnesota, they'll be able to do whatever they want, and they stink. And they've been downhill ever since, man.
Ever since they lost their quarterback, man.
And we ruined that team, baby. We ruined that team. But no,
I'm sure it was us.
Hey, I'm taking the credit for it. We'll take the credit for it. But the D line was improving, but this ain't anywhere near the best now. No.
All right, Mike. A couple more things. We do have to get into overs, unders. We do have to get into Team White. We have a lot of stuff to get into, Mike. So finally, before we do step to the next part of the show, keys to winning this football game for the Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday night against Green Bay Packers. What is it the Steelers need to do to make sure they walk away from this game with a victory, Mike?
Tried and true formula of any NFL team in victory. First, force them to be one-dimensional, stop the run, contain Aaron Jones, don't let him start pounding the rock against you, because if he does, we saw what happened last week against Cincinnati. Then from there, I know we've talked about Dobbs, Christian Watson, their wide receivers, Tucker Kraft, their tight end, one of the most underrated players in the NFL. Keep an eye on him. Do not let him beat you across the middle. I know I'd say that about every week for some of these good tight ends, but he is a under-the-radar type tight end. Not a lot of people talk about him. Going to control him. Stop the run, and contain Tucker Kraft. After that, let your defense, your secondary, figure out who's going to cover who. Just lock those guys down. But for me, the biggest guys on their offense, that is the running back and the tight end. And offensively, just keep doing what we're doing. Find out whoever the hot hand is in the passing game, and just feed them the ball. And run the ball, keep running out Spencer Anderson, keep running out of those heavy sets. Teams have not figured out how to stop it yet. So keep running it until they do.
All right, there you go, guys. That is your key to victory for Sunday night. We'll see how the notes and how the game they compare when we get back on Monday. But now it's that time. Before I get into these over and unders, I did want to make a quick correction. Somebody, you know what? If somebody wouldn't have said something to me off the air about this yesterday, I said the old timers. LC Greenwood, he's in the senior player nominee. He's a senior player nominee in the Hall of Fame game, or for the Hall of Fame. Somebody said to me, "You're kind of the old timer." Yeah. All right. So senior, there you go. Senior player.
Senior old timer, same diff.
Let's get to the overs and unders. Here we go, Mike. Throw it up on the board if you'd like, guys. We are getting ready to do the overs and unders for the Packers at the Steelers on the North Shore Sunday night. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers, Mike, 1.5 touchdowns through the air. 1.5 touchdowns by the main character in this story, if you will, on Sunday night. 1.5 touchdowns, over or under?
Over.
Okay.
Taking the over.
Mike, Jaylen Warren, is he going to have a half a touchdown, over or under, passing or rushing?
Does he have a rushing touchdown this year? I don't think so. Passing touchdown, I don't think he's going to get into the end zone for either. I'm going to take an under.
Mike, Roman Wilson, a half a catch.
Taking the over. I think we're going to see him make at least one catch this week. Maybe 3 again. Little love to Roman Wilson. I think he's earning trust.
DK Metcalf, Mike, a half a touchdown. Does he score or no?
I'm taking the over.
Our offensive turnovers, turning the ball over on offense, 1.5 turnovers, Mike. 1.5 turnovers for the Steelers offense on Sunday night at home.
Over.
All right. Boz, 2.5 field goals made. Is he going to get 9 points or less?
Over.
All right. Micah Parsons, 1.5 sacks against us. 1.5 sacks.
Ooh, 1.5. Slight under.
TJ Watt, 1.5 sacks.
Way under.
I already see Phil Bagan.
I think I just did it to fuck with Steele.
Let's go right here. 1.5 turnovers caused by our defense. Over or under? All right.
Over.
A half a special team or defensive touchdown for the Steelers. A half on a special team or defensive touchdown by the Steelers. 1/2. Will it happen or will it not?
We're due. Over.
All right. I hope to see it. Believe me.
I'll keep saying that every game until we score.
Here's one, Mike, that's up your alley. Joey Porter Jr., 2.5 pass interference calls on him.
Ooh, 2.5. That's a bit high, so I'm going to take the
high.
under. I'm going to take the under.
Our defense, Mike, 3.5 sacks. 3.5 sacks. Over. And finally, the one that Phil is begging on the board, Mike, is there going to be a 1/2 a devastating injury, of course, a starter or a long-term injury, Mike. 1/2 over or under.
Over.
All right, there you go, guys. Overs and unders for the weeks. For the week, we did have the keys to win. Now it's time. It's time what everybody's been waiting for. Welcome to the spiceless,
seasonless,
bland team ever made.
Offbeat,
non-dancing motherfucker. Listen, this is the all-white team that I did. I put this together, Mike, to go up against Rashard Mendenhall. This is the players that all right, let me give you an update what we had.
Yeah.
So this is going into the game, or going into today. Jeff Saturday is my center. Tom Brady is my quarterback. Mike Allstott, my fullback. Christian McCaffrey, my halfback. Travis Kelce, my tight end. Julian Edelman, Cooper Kupp are my wide receivers. And I gave you my guards yesterday, Mike. Alan Faneca, the right guard, and Bruce Matthews, my left guard. Now, these are white players that played up through in the 2000s. So, like Bruce Matthews, he did retire in 2001. He is able to be on this team. We had to do it this way because there isn't that many great white athletes in the NFL. There's a lot of really good ones. But anyway, point, you know what I'm saying. So, guys, I'm going to give you my, as far as offense, Mike, I got to give you both of my tackles. I have to give you my punter, my head coach, 2 defensive linemen, and another inside linebacker to wrap up my team. So before we move on, let's start with the offense, Mike. My tackles are Joe Thomas and Jake Long. Joe Thomas and Jake Long, they are my 2 tackles. I'm going to have Joe Thomas on the left side. I'm going to put Jake Long, who's also a left tackle, on the right. That is my offense. As I mentioned, all those names and those 2 included, that is my 11 on offense. I did say Adam Vinatieri was going to be my kicker. And my punter on the all-white squad is Pat McAfee. How can you not put Pat McAfee back there from right here in Pittsburgh, from the Plum area, Plum Borough? Pat McAfee is my punter, and Andy Reid is my coach. So that's my special teams, my coach, and my offense. Now my defense, Mike, these are the players that we know as of yesterday. Cooper DeJean is my corner. Jason Sehorn is my corner. John Lynch and Harrison Smith are my safeties. Clay Matthews and TJ Watt are my outside linebackers, and Luke Kuechly is a inside linebacker, and JJ Watt is an end. He's an end. So I got a couple Watts on this team. So let me give you my remaining 3 players, and I'm gonna ask for your help. And on the board, guys, I need your help to figure out this last position, which I'm having trouble with. But let me start here, guys. My nose tackle, very hard position to pick any white nose tackles that was great over these years. But I found he retired in the 2000s, Mike, before he passed away. Of course, Tony Saragusa, the former Pitt Panther, as a matter of fact, from New Jersey. Goose is my nose guard. Max Crosby is my other end. So J.J. Watt, Tony Saragusa, Max Crosby is my front 3. And then to go with my linebackers, Mike, I need your help. I need the board's help. Who is the better white linebacker, guys, to help me finish up my team? Brian Urlacher or Zach Thomas? I struggled most with this one, and my reason being, I think Urlacher was a bit overrated. And I think Zach Thomas was just a beast. The guy was he was a banger. The guy, he put his head in and everywhere. Had a long, good career with the Dolphins. But I need your help, guys. I don't know who I'm going to wrap this team up with for my 25th player. I'm reaching to you for your help, Mike, in the terrible board. Who out of Brian Urlacher and Zach Thomas should be my final player selected?
I was never a big fan of either of those two. I thought they were both overrated. But you got Kuechly. I'm going to pair him up with Zach Thomas.
There's no way he was overrated. When you look, if anybody, I think Brian Urlacher would be the overrated one.
I just every time I watch like the Steelers would play, I'd hear Zach Thomas, and he never did anything.
And I'm sure he had.
It's like a bias thing. Like every time I saw him play against my team, he didn't do anything. But I guarantee you, if I watched his entire career, like he's a fucking beast.
He was a beast.
But I'm putting him next to Luke Kuechly. I love Luke Kuechly. You put him right there. Let Zach Thomas take care of the run. You let Kuechly do sideline to sideline. We might have a chance.
You know what, Romanowski? I just didn't see that pop up. So I think he just left the NFL slightly before 2000. I think that's why I didn't look. But Romanowski, he was good. He could be in the running. But I think even still with his name considered, I think it would still be between Urlacher and Zach Thomas for me. And not taking anything away from Romanowski. The man was a monster. But so, Mike, you're saying Zach. Phil is still saying Brian Urlacher. Or what's that, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good with Zach Thomas.
So Phil's saying Urlacher, Mike's saying Zach. I was leaning towards Zach Thomas. I was never a big Brian Urlacher fan. Only when I'm talking about how Jerome Bettis ran him over.
Exactly.
Then I say big. He ran over big. He ran over big Brian Urlacher. So you know what? I think I'm going to go with Zach Thomas just because again I know he was a beast. I've seen him play a lot in my lifetime, and that wraps up my team right there. Luke Kuechly, yes, Tyrone. He is my right inside linebacker. So here is Team White, guys. Rashard Mendenhall, we're coming for you, baby. This is how it looks from all 25. This is offense, defense, special teams, and my head coach. My head coach is Andy Reid. My kicker is Adam Vinatieri. My punter is Pat McAfee. My offense looks like this: Tom Brady under center, Mike Allstott at fullback, Christian McCaffrey at tailback, Cooper Kupp at right wide receiver, Cooper Kupp, and Julian Edelman over as my other wide receiver. Travis Kelce's my tight end. Jeff Saturday, Alan Faneca, Bruce Matthews, Joe Thomas, Jake Long is my line. Over on defense, my it's a 3-4 set. Mike, the front, my linemen are J.J. Watt, Tony Saragusa, Max Crosby. My linebackers are outside Clay Matthews, T.J. Watt, inside Luke Kuechly, Zach Thomas. In my secondary looks like this: Jason Sehorn and Cooper DeJean are my corners, and my safeties are Harrison Smith, John Lynch. So there you go, guys. It's historic. Mark it down. That is the all-white team. That is the best that I could come up with in the 21st century, guys, as I try to throw it all together. You know what? Puz Lesney is literally right across the county here. I thought about him, but I just didn't think he was one of the best two.
No, like Sean Lee also popped in my head, but those two
also from right here.
Yeah, right. Like those two guys are too injury prone, but what I'm looking for, I want these two here. Those two would be good backups to have.
They would be on my honorable mention. If I was to make a whole 53-man roster, they would certainly be on my team. And Vegas is saying Gronk also. He would be, listen, it was either between him and Travis, and I could have really went either way.
Matter of fact, out to 53, Gronk makes it easily.
I like Gronk better, too. That's the thing than Travis. But I went with Travis, so I'm going to stick with it. So there you go, guys. It is done. A couple things, Mike, and then we are going to get ready to wrap things up as we round third here on the show. Heading into Steelers weekend. It's the Steeler Friday, guys. The Pittsburgh Penguins, Mike, they get another win. Red hot Penguins go down to Miami and beat the Florida Panthers, the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions last night, and they get the win. And the Penguins, Mike, they are 12 points this season, tied for most points in the NHL. The Penguins went 5-3, improving their record to 6-2. They will be hosting the Columbus Blue Jackets tomorrow at 7:00.
Who would have thought this would be happening right now? It's crazy how well they're playing.
It is. The Phoenix Rising Soccer Club, they will be traveling to Highmark Stadium to play our Pittsburgh Riverhounds. That is also 7:00 tomorrow. In college, NC State, Pitt hosting NC State. Pitt's 5-2. They'll be playing tomorrow at 3:30 on keeping their little streak alive. And finally, Mike, Penn State with a 3-4 record. They'll be traveling to Ohio State to take on the number 1 Buckeyes. That game is at noon tomorrow. Mike, before we go any further, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
The2Yinzers.com. We have all of our social media links over there. We have the Dumb Thoughts from Vanilla Thunder, and got the merch store over there. Check it out.
All right, go check it out. And everybody, if you're into it as well, I mean, the baseball, that World Series starts tonight, Mike, game 1 of the World Series. It's probably going to be on a TV somewhere, no matter where you're at, just because it is what it is.
Yeah.
World Series tonight, Toronto at the Dodgers, 8:00, game 1. All right, guys, time to get into the trivia question of the day. How well do you know your enemy? How well do you know your opponent? And then we're going to come back around, Mike, and try to get through some of the messages before we go, because there was a lot today. There really was. This is the question of the day. Mike, put on your thinking cap. Everybody at home, everybody on the board. Here we go. Everybody knows the G on the Green Bay Packers helmet stands for Green Bay. But it's a common known rumor that this G stands for something else. If you're a Packers fan or even around the league, you may know this, Mike. There's been argumented that G stood for this word. It didn't. It really stands for Green Bay, but it's a popular rumor, Mike. Tell me what else that G could stand for. Again, if you looked it up right now, it would pop up in the search. It would say Green Bay is what it stands for, but this it also is referred to. Mike, take a minute to think that over. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. every day right here on the Tube.
On the
Tube. Again, what else, Mike? What's the alternative definition for what that G means to the Green Bay Packers fans? It officially means Green Bay. But there's been an argument over the years that it also could have meant this. But when you look it up and it's in what it is, it means Green Bay. What is the word I'm looking for? Richard is saying Grinch on the board. Mike, any guesses on what this can be? Phil, this just says Google.
Gorgonzola? Fuck if I know.
Gorgonzola, is that what you want? I know.
Gorgonzola.
All right.
I'm gonna go with damn. Wisconsin. I have no fucking clue. I'm gonna go with greed.
Greed. Is this your final answer?
Greed is good. Greed is right.
I'm locking you in, Mike. You're saying greed. The G on the helmet is unofficially known as for greed on the Green Bay Packers helmets, guys. Everybody knows. Oh, again, everybody didn't know. They thought this was actually the meaning until it was straightened out a few years back. The G does mean Green Bay. However, there's a backstory to why this other word has been also mentioned many times over the years. Guys, the word that those people argue it would be is actually greatness.
Oh, God.
People actually, from back from the 60s and 50s and shit, people actually said they believed that the G was for greatness and that's why they kept it on there. But it is, in fact, officially for Green Bay. So there you have it, guys.
Wow.
No more Packer trivia, Mike, so we'll get that behind us. Let's jump back on the board. I kind of want to fly through some of these. I don't want to miss a lot, and I know there was a lot of messages, but let's kind of skim. You want to skim real quick?
Let's
skim. I'm going to go right here. Mark Maloney, he says, and Axl Rose's Victoria's Secret model girlfriend spanked the old monkey any thousands of times to that chick. You know what? You wouldn't believe, and I know a lot of the guys in here would probably say the same thing. Like, it didn't matter who the chick was sometimes. If it was Laverne and Shirley when I was that age, as long as they were on my TV and, everybody else was not around, you never knew. You never knew who it was going to be. Vegas says, see ya, big Jen dog. Cody, me and Ryan have similar personalities. I enjoy the trolling. Phil the Steel says, Naked Gun, watch it. I plan on that. Looks like a really good movie. I like the originals, and I think Liam Neeson, from what I've seen, makes it look really good. Cody says, I would still hit that Pam Anderson. Speaking of all teenage hard-ons, I like that. Vegas says, when Pam was first discovered is when she looked the best. What was that? She was in Barbed Wire. Was one of her first movies, I think it was. Vegas says, when Pam was first, when she looked her best. P says, Pam just stopped painting her face on Baywatch. Pam was fired before all the enhancements. Dolly Parton is 1,000,000 years older than Pam Anderson and still looks better. Dolly does look good, man. She must be drinking that baby blood, right?
I think so. I just never a fan of Dolly Parton.
Neither am I. I don't like country music. I think it had a lot to do with it.
I think so too.
There's anything wrong with country music. I'm just not a fan. Scott says, Olivia Newton-John in the black leather outfit in Greece. Let's go physical. Yes.
Physical.
P says, Dolly has been nipping and tucking and painting since 1978. Cody says, Brooke Shields, not a bad
Brooke Shields, that's a good call right there.
Yinzer Joe says, in the light that I know, it's National Tight End Day. It is. I think Friday. But Yinzer Joe says, do I get a gift from my wife? Maybe. Best of luck to you on that.
Good luck.
Vegas says, Stevie Nicks in the white dress in her video. Stevie Nicks was all, come on. Christopher's Pam, Baywatch Pam was fire. I agree. Elvira had my attention too. Of course, the scary chick, Halloween coming up next week, the big black hair. She was just kind of weird. She was weird to me. I don't know if I could have spanked it to her. I might have. I don't know. That tight black dress.
You had that fear boner going. You just kind of out. Yeah.
P says Elvira was the bomb. She's still somehow a bad. Isn't she dead?
No, she's still alive.
Oh, is she really?
I think so.
Al Bundy. Al Bundy's new wife. So, yes, absolutely. On the Modern Family. She's hot. Cody says, what about Phoebe? Phoebe, guys. Phyllis Steele says, Fincher Vanilla is just like Rosie on here.
Made the list, Steele. Made the list.
He says Elvira was 90% costume, but that rack was 100% natural. Yeah. I can't believe she's not dead. Scott says, you know what? This is one of my favorites. Cody says Al Bundy's daughter, Christina Applegate, Kelly Bundy. God, yeah. Come on. I set records for that.
Set records with that.
I really did, man. I mean, you get to that point where you're starting to keep track of how many times you do it a day because you're doing so much as a teenager. That was my Christina Applegate years. Scott says, after this game, the media will say Super Bowl preview. Hey, that's, you know what? That's
all
what
depends. All depends.
That's what I called earlier in the year. I said it'd be great. And you know what? It would be beneficial for the NFL. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that it's fixed, but, I'm just saying. Fearless Steel says, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, big moment of all time. Phoebe Cates, yes. Fearless Steel, boom, to Fincher. Fearless Steel also says the two eye-popping moments in my life, Phoebe Cates and Derpy topless screenshots.
Which one was better?
It has to be Derpy, right? Jennifer Connelly, peace saying Jennifer Connelly. Vegas says, I love the women. The Apes gave Charlton Heston in the Planet of the Apes. I'm sorry. She was gorgeous and she couldn't talk. How can you beat that? P says, how is Jennifer Connelly still hot 40 years after Labyrinth? Certified vampire, maybe.
Her and Kate Beckinsale.
Even that Kim Kardashian's mom, she looks like 20 years younger out of nowhere. I don't know what the hell's going on. I mean, she's older. You know what I mean? Kardashian's at least our age. Maybe a little bit younger. Scott says these two games with the Packers and Colts remind me of Ben's rookie year with New England and Philadelphia. Of course, yes, I can remember that like it was yesterday. Coming back to Pittsburgh, undefeated, going back-to-back. Deuce Staley was a big part of that, Scott. I can remember very clearly back-to-back games. And I think those two teams faced each other in the Super Bowl that year, if I'm not mistaken. Yinzer Justice, I hope Corey Trice doesn't sneeze. He'll end up with injured again. I know. He's such a disappointment that Corey Trice. I like him so much, and I did since day one. John, my man, Big John Stud, middle name Mud. He says, I went to the Vikings-Chargers game. I was wrong about the Chargers O-line. They dominated the whole time. I was surprised as well to see the Chargers do what they were able to do, guys. Of course, the big win last night. The Chargers 37, the Vikings 10. Sounds awesome, bro. I'm glad you got to enjoy the game in L.A. That's awesome. P says, yes, Rodgers is slightly younger than Flacco on the decrepit meter. Vegas says Team White sponsored by the Cracker Barrel. I like that. Cody says Pittsburgh's defense is dookie. Yeah, they got to show that they're not this weekend. Tyrone, what's up, dude? What's up, gang? Always great seeing you, sir. He says run the ball and stop the run, I think is what he's saying for the keys to winning the game. Joe, Green Bay running back is Jacobs, right? Come on, Mike, get it together.
I know. I forgot they got rid of Aaron Jones when they got in Josh Jacobs. My bad. I apologize.
Tyrone says we do better when we face a good running back. And that was the thing. We just didn't expect them to be able to run good. And come on, maybe we wasn't focusing. I think when you're focusing on the running game, I think we would do better. But whatever the hell that was, it was the 32nd best running attack in the league. So something happened somewhere. Field of Steel says that Ryan, no play is okay. That was for the devastating injuries. Mike, did you say yes or no on the devastating injury?
I said yes.
Okay. Christopher says my key to victory are bench Keanu Benton and start Ukulele at news tackle and play Brandon Eccles over Slay. Put Ramsey at safety and Pierce at corner. Hey, you know what? I want to see more Ukulele out there. Either Benton steps his ass up or, shit or get off the pot. These other moves look good too. You know what? Pierre hasn't really pissed me off either, so I don't hate that.
All right.
Goose for sure. Mark Malone saying Team White was a solid team. Tyrone says Chris no, LOL. JPJ cover one, Slay other side, Ramsey nickel, Eccles rotate like usual. Suggested Romanowski, Brian Urlacher, Luke Kuechly, Puzzluzny, Vegas. Gronk needs to be on the team. Like I said, I like Gronk a lot. He was a beast. Sean Lee from right here in the backyard. He could have certainly been on that team, Mike. A couple days till we play. Yes, sir, Tyrone. It's here. This is the longest 11 days, it seems like, in forever, but it's back. Just 48 hours from now. People will be down on the North Shore tailgating, getting ready for the big Week 8 matchup. Cowboys, Vanderish. They always seem to have decent linebackers down there. Dallas. Yeah. Mark Malone says, yeah, man, even has a Nazi name.
Oh, Jesus God.
Waterboy. Let's see what we got after that. Vegas says, yes, Vegas Golden Knights still haven't lost in regular time. 5-0-2. Looking good.
Don't worry. They'll keep manipulating the salary cap, little cheaters.
Let's see. Jen says, F that. It's not greatness.
I thought, Jen, you left. Gosh. It is greatness. Green Bay Packers all the way. You know you love them.
Field of Steel says, dang, that noggin is shining. Gonad was a name for the Green Bay G. Stealing the Super Bowl from us was what he says the G stands for. Stealing the Super Bowl from us. I like that. Well, that isn't special, is what Vegas said and replied to the answer. Field of Steel says the Lombardi Trophy is named after Lombardi. Man, how stupid.
Whack.
Jen says, Mike, why didn't you look at the board?
Because if I Google, I look at the board, I'm accused of cheating.
Yes, he is.
So I gotta sit here like this.
You're allowed to look at the board, but I would rather you not. You know what I mean?
I don't. I close chat. Like right now, I'm closing chat, and everyone's like, "Oh, his hands are there. He's Googling."
Yeah, I wouldn't hold it against you, but I recommend. I
always hide it.
Because I want to see. Just take a guess, see what you come up with. Cody loves to instigate. Tyrone is saying, not Cody.
No, never. He was a permanent residence on the top of the list.
He's on the top of that list. Vegas says they still don't have those facial reconstruction surgeries down yet. Tyrone says Jamal was on one last night with Ali. You know what? I got to check the guys out. I got to check them out this weekend, Mike. I think we're gonna have a little bit of time. A lot of things going on leading up to this game, and I think I'll be checking out a lot of internet, and so I'm gonna be checking out the guys. Let's see. Vegas says, is it considered a threesome if you have sex with a Siamese twin? I would say yeah.
I think so. Either that or it'd be like a voyeuristic type thing. One or the other. It qualifies as one or the other.
Siamese twins really weird me out, but I think it would be. I just rather their heads connect. That freaks me out. What if you're yanking? Sometimes I turn my face. Sometimes I turn my head and my head kind of gets a little headache. Can you imagine having your fucking head stuck to somebody else's head? Yanking and shitting. I mean, come on. Mark Malone, Susan Day was sure a boner maker too. Vegas says cheaters. They do what they want. Any team can do. Their GMs just aren't smart enough to take advantage of the rules.
Oh, I agree. I just love calling them cheaters because their fans get riled up, and then when I see people calling them cheaters, I do the same thing. I agree with you, Vegas, that they're just doing what they can do. It's not their fault that it's not against the rules.
Tyrone said, "Dude, it was funny." Well, yeah, I'm going to check the guys out. I'll be seeing you this weekend. Phil says, "Cheers, Watt fans. See ya. It's just another game Monday. Peace, dude. It's hopefully it's going to be Victory Monday. We hope to see you then as well, Phil." Christopher, you guys didn't give your score prediction. I do have mine right here in front of me. I hope you've been thinking about yours, Mike. Tyrone is saying 31-24, the Steelers. I'm not that different on, to be honest with you. My pick, Mike, is 27-24. 27-24, the Steelers is my pick.
I had what yesterday? I think I said 27-18 Green Bay.
All right. So those were our picks. Marky Post from the Night Court, yes. And Roz, remember Roz? Phil says, "Oh yeah, bank it. Steelers 3, Cheeseheads 2." Mike, let's get ready to wrap things up, dude. First off, I do want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out, checking us out today. We really do. We appreciate each and every one of you. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I do want to say to everybody on the terrible board, thank you. You guys always keep the show very interesting. Again, we wouldn't want to do it without you guys either. And then everybody else that is watching or listening, maybe you're on your phone, maybe you're in the gym, maybe you're in the car, maybe you're at work. Who knows if you have your earbuds in, or maybe you're just watching on your TV, guys. If you are, thank you as well. I do want to say, guys, that yeah, he did, Tyrone. I know. I can't control the guy. I don't know what the hell he's doing over there. But I also want to say this. If you haven't had a chance, stop by any of our social media sites, Mike. We are on Facebook. We are on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and even TikTok. If you want to keep up with what the two dumb Yinzers are up to on a day-to-day basis, just hit the follow button, and you can do just that. Also, if you haven't had a chance yet, hit right below us here on YouTube, hit the like button, sub, share it, or even comment. It'll help us out in the algorithms and things like that, and be greatly appreciated. And finally, Mike, as we said earlier in the show, get yourself a case of Duquesne Pilsner going into the weekend, getting ready for this game. A lot of things. It's going to be a great game. There's a lot that's going into it, so why not enjoy the game with some Duquesne Pilsner? Get yourself a case, Mike, made right here in Pittsburgh, just as we do every week for the game, and it says right on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Let's see what else we got here. Steelers Sunday night, 8:20. They're 3.5-point home dogs. Week 8, Pittsburgh Steelers. Throwback uniforms, the Packers in all whites. This is what we're going to see whenever we tune in on Sunday night, guys. Let me read a couple of these last couple messages, and we are going to take off. On the board, let's see. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Christopher. Always great seeing you, my man. I hope that you had a lot of fun. He said he had a lot of fun today. We are glad, and we did as well. Thank you. Vegas says, have a great weekend, everyone. Yes, guys, have a safe weekend. Whatever you do decide to do, be sure to be safe. We hope to see everybody back Monday at our regular time to celebrate Victory Monday. I'm going to call it now, Mike. I'm going to call it. I'm going to say it is Victory Monday. So I hope to see everybody back then. Tyrone, he is saying on the board, check out our live party game blitz. Izzy 6 Steelers right here on YouTube. Swing by. They are always live during the games. A lot of fun, a lot of action, and guys they have a lot of fun over there. So stop by, check them out during the game. And then don't forget Sunday right before our game, Finch and Derpy with the Sunday night review, getting all the scores and everything that happened during the day, but also getting you ready for the Steeler game on Sunday night. Mike, I do think that's everything. Episode 837. You guys rocked our world. We're so thankful for you guys. We hope that we can see everybody again Monday morning in a good mood. Mike, anything before we do take off for the weekend?
Yeah. My celebrity crushes growing up, because I had to go back and look, because my brain was fried. Natalie Portman, Keira Knightley, because I'm on the same age as them, and Stacey Keenan, the daughter from My Two Dads in Step by Step. There's something about her.
Was she the blonde? Oh, she was the blonde.
Yeah, she was the blonde. There was just something about her.
Yeah, she was hot.
Well, and Martina Hingis, too, the tennis player.
All right.
There's something about her, too.
Enough with you.
Oh, you guys were able to horn dog it up early
man.
in the show. I end the show on a happy horn dog note.
You were a slutty spanker. Holy shit, man.
I'm a slut.
Tyrone, yes, you too, my man. Always, dude, with you as well, sir. I hope you have a great weekend. We will be checking you out over on the shows, guys. I hope everybody else does the same. Again, I hope to see everybody back first thing Monday. Enjoy yourself. Have a safe, great weekend. Cheer on the Steelers. Get them towels out. Get them ready. Get your jerseys. Whatever the case may be, sit on that same spot in the couch that you sit on every time the Steelers win. All that stuff plays into it. Other than that, if you're heading down to the stadium, stay safe. Go down, cheer the team on, bring good energy. And again, guys, we hope to see everybody on Monday. Mike, one more time, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Hopefully we see you back for Victory Monday.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the throwback theme of the day right here with us. There was nothing wrong with your phones. We did do this for the throwback uniforms, guys. Great show today. I'm glad to see everybody. I hope everybody has a safe weekend. One more time for Mike in the Steelers Central Mobile Studio, for myself, for the two dumb Yinzers, and Jeff Finch. He did clock in this morning with us for a little bit. We want to say have a great weekend and go Steelers. See you next week, guys. Thank you.